Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We are joined by Crud Jr.
Hi, I am a level 8 wizard, dressed all in black, about 7 foot 1 inch tall, thin as a board, but you can't tell that because I'm wearing an all black robe, and all you can see are my glowing red eyes.
Amonust.
Hi, I am a level 8 wood elf fighter. I am wearing light armor, and I have twin curved swords strapped to my back that glow with icy blue and electric yellow energy. I also have a cool dog.
Rufus.
Yes, indeed.
And Borb.
Hello, me Borb. I level 8 barbarian minotaur. No armor, but carrying massive axe on my back.
So he's the one I hide behind. Got it.
Yep. You are all in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. The guild is a large building with a bar, a sitting area with wooden tables and chairs, and a wall with a corkboard and job flyers posted.
You guys notice that Borb has a new cloak that he's wearing as well as his usual loincloth.
Hey, Borb, you're a little more covered up than normal.
Yeah, yep. He shows out, he flicks the cloak. It looks like a large set of bat-like wings almost, so.
I'm used to you being even more of an exhibitionist than I am.
What exhibitionist?
It means you like to show some skin.
It means putting on more clothes. Go ahead, put on more clothes.
He looks himself over. You see under the fur?
What does your cloak do?
It fly.
On its own or with you?
With me.
Oh, that's fun. What are you drinking today?
Water.
Oh.
Bad thing happened when Borb drank.
Yeah, I did some restocking too.
Oh?
Yeah. I have this really cool statue now. It turns into a giant fly. So, I'm not going to fly, but I can fly on this.
Me have a pretty headband too.
Ooh, what's that do?
Me no, just cool looking. Off paper, it's actually a headband of intellect, but he has no idea that.
I'm sure you'll figure that out when you activate it.
Oh, he's activated it already.
Oh.
But he doesn't know that he's intelligent.
Maybe when he gets some more points in wisdom. So what are we doing today?
Crud Jr. rolls his eyes at the two and just goes over to the job board.
He sees this flyer. Tourist visits to Daingean have decreased 34% compared to the same period last year. Retired adventurer Anita Chambon of the Fox Club has prepaid 10,000 gold to Nulisag of the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild to distribute to the adventurers who fix the problem.
Well, all right.
That sounds like a lot of gold.
It also sounds like an open-ended problem.
So there's less tourists, and we don't know why. It sounds like at the very least we should go talk to her.
Agreed.
Is there an address?
There's enough information in the job flyer to find the place. Do you want me to read you the job flyer again?
Sure.
Tourist visits to Daingean have decreased 34% compared to the same period last year. Retired adventurer Anita Chambon of the Fox Club has prepaid 10,000 gold to Nulisag of the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild to distribute to the adventurers who fix the problem.
Is the Fox Club a place that I would know?
So,
Sounds like someplace in Daingean that we...
Yes.
Where's Daingean exactly?
How would you find that out?
Let's look at the map on the wall.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah!
So there's a map. Everybody can pull up their own map. I've given y'all lots of maps.
Yep.
I'm looking at it. If you just type in map to the group, you'll find it. Map. Do you guys want to do some kind of roll to see?
Oh, I'd love to do
knowledge
rolls.
local, wouldn't it?
I am going to guess that our wizard, who's very smart, should be the one to make that roll.
I can do that.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that's a history check.
Yeah.
What do I have, like a -1 in history?
So it's
Yeah.
going to be a 22
Oh, yeah.
history check.
Yeah, you're so good at maps. You look right at the map and you see that Emifam Bog has a tiny little, hard to see word scribbled there. Daingean. Daingean.
Crud Jr. scratches at it a little bit to make sure that it's just not food.
It's not food. It's in the Emifam Bog.
Ew.
There it is. Found it. See?
Okay, Borb studies the map. He might not be able to read, but he's very good with maps. So, okay.
All right, we're going to the bog.
Bog not sound like pleasant place.
I'm not surprised. Are they surprised that people aren't visiting there as tourists? I don't know. Maybe when we get there, it's going to be a really nice, pleasant bog. Like from Shrek, you know? There'll be singing princesses.
Okay.
All right. Shall we?
Nothing better to do.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Tell me what you do.
We march towards the bog.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to read the map because
It's far away.
our listeners can't see it. You are in the port city of Nikamoi and the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. If you're walking, then you're first walking down the cobbled streets through town, and you can probably reach the edge of town within a few hours, you know, walking. You head southwest toward Rhett's Wood, and following the coastline, you go south, not west towards Utop Field, but you're planning to go south towards Emifam Bog. So this is going to take you about a week. So one of the possibilities that I anticipated was that you might try to walk there. And there's a section in the D&D book called Becoming Lost. I'm going to read it to you.
Oh, no.
So, unless they are following a path or something like it, adventurers traveling in the wilderness run the risk of becoming lost. The party's navigator makes a wisdom, which is survival, check when you decide it's appropriate. This is for DMs, it's written for me. Against a DC determined by the prevailing terrain, as shown on the wilderness navigation table, which I have here. All right, so please describe how you're walking, and then I'll tell you on the table what kind of checks you would have to do.
Who has the best survival? Mine's a 0.
Um,
Does Rufus give us a bonus to survival?
If you eat him,
I was thinking more in terms of leading us through the wilderness, following trails.
he can help you find deer to eat, yeah? So how many
I like that.
rations are on your person? How many days rations?
I believe most of us start off with a week.
Quick question. What is the terrain like we're traveling through?
First, it's a city. Then it's Rhett's Wood, which is a wood. And then as you head into MFM Bog in a few days from now, it will become wetter. But right now, you've just entered Rhett's Wood.
My background allows me to easily find food and water for the party, so that should not be a issue.
True.
And I'm also very good with memorizing maps and understanding layout of terrain and geography. So,
Okay. Tell me what you
Just
do on
mentioning
your
that.
first day out.
okay.
I'd just like to let it be known that Crud Jr. doesn't walk. He's behind them in his carriage.
Oh, you have a carriage
Oh, yeah.
with like wagon wheels and horses?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one he inherited from his dad.
Yeah.
That is true. My husband does
So,
have an entire
they're walking,
empire
I'm
of
riding.
this.
Okay. Borb and Amonust, are you walking in front of a carriage?
No, I'm in that carriage. Crud Jr., scoot over.
You said you were walking.
Borb's probably a little too big for the carriage, so he's going to be walking alongside the group.
No,
It's already been established that you can stand up and change in it. We've hit, 5, 6 people in it before?
Yes.
including Crud, who is quite large.
It's a 7-foot tall person's carriage.
Okay, then, yeah.
I would also like to point out that shelter along the way is no problem because I do have a Darren's instant fortress. Instant fortress.
That'll come in handy.
Okay, I'm going to eliminate the possibility of nighttime attacks as you sleep in the fortress. And the food is no problem because Borb is collecting... What kind of food are you collecting for people?
Just says, I just track down game and just anything that I can get my hands on.
I assume it is also quite easy for me to hunt in the wilderness. I'm an archer, and I do have Mask of the Wild.
Okay, roll a survival check, Amonust, for your ability to hunt. That was a section of the book. I kind of figured you'd be eating your prepared reactions, so I don't have it in front of me. I could look it up.
Okay.
Wait, I'll just look it up. Hold on, I got the book.
I only rolled a 5.
Hold on, I've got a book.
But again, I feel like Mask of the Wild should count for something here. Like it maybe advantage?
You better make sure you bring back lots of food. I mean, you're decided to stow away on my carriage.
Oh, Borb will bring back lots of food, mostly for because he has a big appetite, but still.
Okay, food and water needs. Since you're going there, let's do it. Foraging. Characters can gather food and water as the party travels at a normal or slow pace. So are you traveling at a normal or slow pace?
Yes.
A foraging character makes a survival check whenever you call for it, with the DC determined by the abundance of food and water in the region. Okay, and Amonust, what was your survival check?
It was only 5.
Okay. You, and is Borb also foraging?
Yes.
Okay, please roll a survival check.
Okay. 21.
Okay. Borb succeeds and Amonust fails to find food. A foraging character finds roll 1d6 plus the character's wisdom modifier. So Borb find that many pounds of food. How many pounds of food did you find?
Oh, I hope I roll better than a 1 right now, because otherwise... I found 1 pound of food.
Plus your wisdom?
That was, yeah.
Okay. To determine how much food in pounds the character finds, then repeat the roll for water in gallons. How much water in gallons did you find on your first day out?
Oh. I do...
4 gallons of water.
4 gallons of water. Okay. So, food and water needs. We'll get there. Amonust, what were you going to say?
I do have that item, the flask of unending water.
Okay, so your water needs are probably met by the fact that you have unending water.
Yep.
I'm going to scratch that off. Do you have any rations on your person, Amonust?
I believe I have 1 week of rations that I've never used in my adventurer pack. Yes.
Okay. And Crud Jr., do you have rations?
Yes, if they fail to bring me food, then they're walking the next day, but I'm not going to starve.
Okay.
Borb depends on his abilities to gather food in order to feed himself when he's not in town, so...
As a medium-sized creature, your food need per day, Borb, is only 1 pound. So you feed yourself successfully.
Okay.
I don't know if you can feed other people. All right, so you guys have...
Borb is not very successful in bringing back enough food for other people.
And if you're curious,
Sadly.
that's on page 111 of the Dungeon Master's Guide, Food and Water Needs for the listeners. So anyway, back to Wilderness Navigation, which is on a different page. Okay, so the first day passes. Borb has scavenged together berries, nuts, and a small rabbit for himself, about 1 pound of food total. Amonust is eating his protein bar, and Crud Jr. is eating his protein bar. And Amonust has water for everyone. And it's a pretty long carriage ride through the woods. There's trails at this point because you're just a day out away from town. What are you all doing today?
Day 2, they're walking.
Okay. All right. So the first day passes. You can easily find, because there's a road, you can easily find your way. On the second day, though, at this point, you've passed the periphery farms around the city of Nicomoy. You've made really good time because you've been on this paved road. The cobblestones are making clattering sounds underneath the wheels as the carriage turns. And on day 2, you find that the path has become dirt. And there are lots of weeds growing up into the road that your wheels easily crunch over and roll bumpily through. Who is leading the party? And you guys are walking, right? Apparently.
Well, given my pirate background, I do have navigator's tools and proficiency in them, so perhaps I should lead?
Read what that means. What does that mean?
I do not know.
Okay, I'm going to say that means that on a boat, you can find your way, because it's a pirate thing.
Only a boat? I can't navigate by stars?
If you could read that thing, you could probably find out, but
Let's
sorry.
see.
Leaving it up to the DM's a dangerous thing.
Uh-oh.
So
It sounds fair to me.
I'm going to go with on a boat, you're good. Okay. So,
As I said, my character is good with maps and geography.
what does that mean?
You have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition,
So there's no role application, there's no bonus.
no, it just specifically says I have a very good memory for maps. That's it.
Okay. Well then, I don't know how to benefit you from that. Go ahead and take an advantage roll on the second day if you're the leader. So go ahead and roll a survival check with advantage because you know that it's southwest of here.
We're lost.
So
what did you roll?
6.
With advantage?
Yes.
Okay. Well, so if the check fails, says the book, the party inadvertently travels in the wrong direction and becomes lost. The party's navigator can repeat the check after the party spends 1d6 hours trying to get back on course. So, Borb, please roll a d6.
1 hour.
You spent 1 hour trying to get back on course, and now go ahead and roll that wisdom survival check again with advantage, because you're very good at maps.
Beautiful 20.
Okay, and so walking along the carriage, you make great progress on the second day. And you, I guess, are going to sleep in an instant fortress over the night?
Mhm.
Okay. And Amonust, you were going to say something.
Navigator's tools mostly applies to at night or to on ships. It says that mostly used for navigating at sea. Proficiency with navigator's tools lets you chart a ship's course. Also lets you follow navigation charts.
So yeah, it's C.
These tools allow you to add proficiency bonus to any ability check to avoid getting lost at sea. So I think the only benefit that I could possibly apply to on land is allowing me to follow navigation charts.
Okay.
Navigation charts are for water.
Yes.
They're not for land.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
It's not like a
Yes.
map?
As seen in the show One Piece.
A chart is a sea map, but they're specifically for the sea.
Wah, wah. Okay.
Too bad we couldn't travel to this place by boat.
You could have.
I mean,
Could we have?
this,
Yes, there's a map. You're in a port city, and you're going to a bog. So you chose to walk down the coast.
Oh, dear God. I could have gotten
You
us there
guys
for free.
despair.
Decided to walk.
So
Oh, dear God.
we
Okay.
could have gone by water if we.
Okay,
Can we go back to the city?
day 3. What are you doing?
We're only a day away.
Yeah, can we go back
You're
to the city
2
and just
days,
go
it's
by
this-
port?
I mean, you guys do things and I tell you how it happens, but I mean, you're doing whatever you want.
Okay, realistically speaking, I have ship's favor. I can get us there. I know the ship's captain. I was a pirate. I can get us there for free
Wait.
on a boat real quick.
The guild also has its own boat.
I did not know that.
You were there. It's the episode you got Rufus.
Oh, wait, did we get a boat too?
Yeah, the sparrows something.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's ours now.
Yeah. You left your boat in the harbor and decided to walk down the coast for a few days.
Oh, dear God.
I mean, you do whatever you want. I tell you how it happens.
What do you guys think? Do you want to stop walking around in the woods?
We're already almost halfway there.
Are we?
I mean, this is the third day.
All right,
So
fine. Because I don't know if
I'm
we've
not
actually
walking,
made it.
so it doesn't bother
I don't
me.
know if we've actually made it 3 days or if we're just wandering around one day outside the city.
You're 2 days progress away. You're starting your third day.
And it's a week to get there?
It's maybe a few more days.
Okay, either way.
I don't care what you guys do. I have in my plot that you guys reach the city. I don't care how you do it.
Well, let's soldier on. We've already gone places by boat before. Camping is nice.
yeah, even if we're basically doing it in a mobile home of sorts.
Well, that depends. Did you find food the second day?
Oh yeah.
Well,
I think his minimum roll is at least 1 pound of food, right?
yeah, I still have to make the survival check, don't I?
Yeah, that's true.
My character's stomach is grumbling on the third day.
Well, what did you roll? Because I have different DCs for...
7.
Yeah, no, that fails. Even in abundant food and water sources, the DC is 10. Which is what I was giving you guys. Yeah, you're pretty hungry. Gosh.
I'm tired because he's walking too.
Yeah. Take a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
You have disadvantage on skill checks. All
All
right, day 3. Who's leading the party?
I think it's usually Borb, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do a wilderness navigation survival check.
Without the advantage this time.
Yeah, they canceled out.
Oh!
What'd you get?
0.
That's a number I cannot, as a DM, possibly let pass. Okay, roll a d6, and that's how many hours you spend trying to get back on course.
3 hours.
Okay, you make somewhat good progress. You spent 3 hours kind of going in a circle there in the middle there, but you have rolled the wheels into squishy ground. Now, not only is there not a path, but the ground is wet underneath your feet. I have a thing to read.
Oh.
Okay. The forest around you, Retswood, gives way to tall grass swaying in a gentle breeze. So you can look out over a far distance and see grass. Underneath your feet, the ground squishes and squelches with each step. The mud pools at your ankles.
We think we lost.
So you were lost for like 3 hours. And now you're on track.
We think we really lost.
Okay.
We're looking for a bog, right?
Yes.
We think we found it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds right.
Is it though?
My character lifts up his hoof. Yep.
But our wagon is
Covered
stuck.
in mud. Huh?
But our wagon is stuck.
The wagon
Well,
is...
each of you get on a wheel and push.
Okay.
All right, Amonust pushes.
Okay, the wagon makes normal progress with you pushing it. It would have made slower progress if you hadn't.
Borb pushes.
It's going faster than walking speed. And,
Okay, do I need to make another survival check?
yeah.
Please
So is this
do
for
something
finding
other than
food, or is this for navigation?
navigation, so we can get back out of this, Okay, that's a little better. 12.
A 12. Yeah, so wilderness navigation. You are definitely walking around in tall grasses. You now see puddles of water in some regions. Are you going to push the carriage into the puddle of water?
No.
Between the clumps of grasses?
No.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm trying to avoid the puddles of water
Okay.
as much as possible. We think boat might have been a better idea.
Ooh, are we currently standing in water?
You are currently standing on ground that squishes and squelches with each step, and there are puddles of water. So your foot is on the grass, and next to your foot is water and stuff in puddles. Like it's...
Okay.
I'm aiming for the patches of grass, figuring that must be more solid than the puddles.
Okay. And there are a lot of insects around here. You see dragonflies. You hear in the distance some kind of weird bug humming. You hear bird song. This is a very rich in wildlife place.
Meet me back.
Oh, yeah, your food check.
Oh, my character holds up his hand. Meet me back. And he extends his cape into full wing mode and flies straight up.
Bye?
Just to get a better view of the area. See if we can spot anything that...
I think he's asking for advantage.
Oh, well, you're exhausted. So I'm going to say that cancels out your exhaustion. Just roll normal.
Okay.
You could do a food check beforehand to see if you can...
Oh,
food in you.
beautiful 20.
Okay. Yeah, you can see so much. In fact, you see off in the distance So there is kind of like a stream or a river of water in between you and this, but you see a hill dwarf. Metal cylinders adorn his beard stash, which is so large that it has all melded and been braided into one. He's slapping at himself and screaming about 400 feet across the creek that way. And he's very short, so you wouldn't have seen him unless you went up high. He's in the tall grasses.
Okay. Interesting. I'm going to be Borb. I'm going to go fly towards the hill dwarf.
Okay, Crud Jr. and Amonust see Borb just fly away. And...
I assume he's hunting, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Please roll me initiative, Borb.
Oh, okay. 4.
Okay. As you fly towards him, the sounds of screaming and slapping become louder and louder, and he's screaming, "Ow! Ah! It hurts!" and slapping at himself. How close do you get to him?
I land close by.
How close?
20 feet.
You land 20 feet from him. Okay.
I'm glad I'm 400 feet away and safe.
Amonust and Crud Jr., can you please also roll initiative?
Oh.
I need some point to enter you in here.
16.
That will be... Where is it? There it is. That'll be a 5.
Okay, so you are both 400 feet away, and there's a small stream between, or like a bit of water between you and this. Borb, you're 20 feet from the hill dwarf.
You need help?
He looks up, surprised to see you, and he goes, "A person! Yes, please help me!" But you've landed on the ground, so before that, hold on. There's something that happens. Okay. You feel itching.
I see.
And... okay, that hits your AC. Take 6 points of poison-typed damage, and please make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. Constitution.
Remember,
With
you guys are the ones that
disadvantage.
wanted to walk.
Well, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, even with disadvantage, that's a 23.
Yeah, you pass. Okay, that's the end of their turn. Borb, it's your turn.
What going on?
He free calls to you. It hurts! These bugs!
Okay.
And you also have felt the pain, so him communicating that to you doesn't really... You know firsthand, because you just took 6 poison-type damage.
Okay. So I'm going to use half my movement to get up to him. Since that's 20 feet, I have a 40-foot movement. And hold on, I'm going to attempt to grab the hill dwarf.
Okay. Where are you grabbing? And what are, I'll describe what you see.
I'm grabbing him around the way, I'm going to grab him around the shoulders, I guess, because that's the...
Okay, you reach out your
best
hands
place.
to him, and you see a bunch of red crawling things covering him. These are fire ants. They're swarming. There's many of them. Thousands and thousands of ants all covering him.
Oh, it's a swarm. It's a swarm. Okay.
And if you look down, now that you've stepped on it, you are also covered in fire ants.
Yes, I know quite well the pain he's going through in real life. I'm from Florida. I've dealt with fire ants before, so... Alright, I guess I'm going to attempt to grapple him, obviously,
Yep.
right? Well, that's not a very good roll. That's a 15.
Okay, he's probably not going to resist.
Okay. Then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to shoot straight into the air.
What's the weight capacity of your cloak? Wings?
That is a good question. I will look that up right now. Wings of flying. Here we go. It does not say.
Okay, I will look it up.
All it has is the flight speed and the length of time that they last for.
Yeah. So there's no reason to believe that you could lift another person with this?
Good point. Yes, because it does not say, does it?
It does not. And you probably don't have an entire 300 pounds of dwarf plus equipment's worth of carrying capacity.
Okay, how far away from us is the water, that stream that you mentioned?
100 feet?
Okay. Interesting. All right. And that's going to be the answer, but I have to get him to it.
You tug, and your wings strain against the weight, and you flap a few times, and you don't lift off the ground, because there's no reason to believe that they could lift 2 people. It says they're equipped to 1 person. So,
Yeah.
next up is Amonust. You're 400 feet away. Borb just flew off. There's a stream between you and him.
How far away is the stream?
Let's say it's 100 feet from you. And it's 200 feet wide.
It's 200 feet wide, the stream is.
Yeah, it's kind of boggy, you know. It's not a river. It's a bog.
Well, do I have any reason to believe that there's anything bad happening to Borb?
Perception check.
Okay. Let's see. I had rolled a 10, and my perception is +3, so 13.
I mean, 50-50 chance, right? It's above 10, so I'll give it to you. You hear some screams from the distance.
All right. So this area is pretty swampy and wet. And that's slowing down our carriage. I am going to use dash actions to try to get closer. Can I dash over this kind of terrain?
Yes, it is not difficult terrain. It is squishy and squelchy.
Okay, I'm going to dash, and that is not yet going to bring me towards this this stream yet, right?
That is correct. You are probably... What's your movement speed?
35, so I'm just going to get to 70 feet, right?
Yes, so you are now 30 feet from stream.
Okay.
Crud Jr. Amonust just dashed off, and Borb flew off.
Okay.
What do you do?
He thinks Borb is hunting. He's just glad other dad is going that way.
Very quickly.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
Yep. All right, it's the ant's turn. Borb does a 14 hit your AC?
No, it does not.
Okay.
They have trouble getting through Borb's fur this time.
Yep, you're fine. You don't know what this baby's whining about. And next up, Lewis. He has a bad day. Amonust. You hear Lewis scream again.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
And Borb.
Wait, I can move again, right?
No, I'm just describing the
Oh.
reaction to his...
Borb. Okay, do I
Borb's
remember
turn.
which direction I should remember which direction the stream is in from my wander abilities, so...
You can see it. You're 100 feet from it.
I am going to, holding on to the hill dwarf, I am going to charge straight for the stream. I won't be able to reach it this turn.
What's your carrying capacity? Can you lift? Are you baby carrying or like is this like fireman carrying?
Potato sacking him.
Okay.
My carrying capacity is 1,200 pounds, so it's not an issue.
Yep, you can.
He could carry the carriage if he wanted to.
Well, that's the
You
advantage
should.
of being a bear totem barbarian. I get double normal weight capacity.
Yes.
I'm carrying.
You lift that hill dwarf.
I'm no longer worried about this thing getting stuck. He can just pull us out no matter what.
Because bear totem barbarian gets double weight capacity.
Yes, you can. You are a fireman carrying that hill dwarf. And you are covered in ants, by the way. Oh, also, when you lift them up onto you, it crushes some of them, and the swarm is going to resurge. Okay, so you successfully lift the hill dwarf. That didn't take your full action. You can lift. And then...
Yeah, I know. I'm charging towards the water. I'm dashing towards the water, double speed, which is 80 feet.
Okay, you're 20 feet from the water.
That water is going to... Yeah. The worst part about the fire ants is the effect after they're done biting.
Next up is Amonust.
All right. So I'm going to use one movement to get up to the edge of the water.
Yes, you are now 0 feet from the stream because you were 30.
Okay. And then so I have a ice enchanted sword. Can I use it to tap the water and attempt to freeze over the surface so that it can be frozen over so the Borb can traverse across it?
That's not the reason Borb wants to swim in the water.
You wanted to swim in the water?
Fire ants float, not swim.
I'm going to say that if you exceed the attack damage, like if you exceed the hit points of the water, you can do 5 feet per round.
How far across is the stream?
200 feet.
Oh.
And it's also not a stream. You notice there's no movement to the water?
It's stagnant.
Yeah, totally stagnant.
So it's a pond.
It's a bog. Yeah.
It's a bog. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is not going to work. It's 100
It'll
feet
work
across.
5 feet at a time. I'll give it to you.
That's very slow. So, okay, so that's not what I need right now. I also have a ring of water walking, so I can just run right across this.
Oh my gosh.
so-
Yeah, you can. Why didn't you just go to that? That's awesome.
So, I mean, I can. I
Yeah.
also have a plan for helping get these ants off of him, but I need to get to him first. So I'm just gonna use my other movement and just keep dashing right across.
The ring of water walking? So tell me what that does.
Ring of water walking. I can treat water as if it is normal terrain and just continue right across.
Absolutely, you can. That's good news because now you are only 100. What's your movement? 35?
Yeah.
So what's 200 minus 35?
165?
165.
Okay, so you're 165 from right edge of stream.
And as soon as I am within 30 feet of Borb, I have something to do to try to
Right.
fix this.
Okay.
Well,
Probably going to be a while still.
Crud Jr., you're at the carriage. Perception check.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a 5 on the die, so 6.
Okay. What's your passive perception?
11.
Yep. Yeah, no, you don't hear anything.
I just continue on with the carriage in the direction we were going.
Yep. Let's say you get like 10 feet closer. It's just a carriage. You're 90 feet from the edge of the water. All right, it's the ant's turn. Okay. Does a 24 hit your AC, Borb?
Yes.
Okay. Please take 4 poison damage and make a Constitution saving throw.
$16.
Yeah, you're fine. And it's your turn. You're currently 20 feet from the water. You're fireman carrying a hill dwarf.
Okay. Then I'm going to move. Since it's only 20 feet, I don't have to dash. I can just move up. And I'm going to jump in the water.
Okay. I do not know how to say this to you. Fire ants are the famously good at swimming ants.
Famously good at floating ants.
Floating ants. They make balls and they can float across water. I would say that no new ants attach to you because you're no longer on the ground, but the ones that are on you continue to hold on. How's that?
Okay.
Because they're really good at hanging on to one another in water and hanging on to things in water. There you go.
Okay, I'm going to start brushing these things off me as fast as I can.
Okay, attack roll time.
As long as I'm no longer getting attacked by more ants.
Well, the number of ants is not increasing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to start. While holding my breath underwater, I'm going to be brushing these ants off me because my character can hold his breath for a good amount of time. So it's based on Constitution.
Are you holding on to the hill dwarf? Because you were a fireman carrying the hill dwarf
Yeah, I'm still holding on to the hill dwarf, I guess.
underwater.
I hope he has a good Constitution.
So he's not holding on to the hill dwarf, he's drowning the hill dwarf.
I guess so. I'm gonna have to look up how long people can hold their breath underwater.
About 2 minutes.
Yeah, it depends if they're trying, if they know they're going to be submerged. 1 plus your Constitution modifier with a minimum of 30 seconds. So, but the question is, what if they had just been screaming and someone dunked them in water against their will? So
I'd say the 30 seconds, because, they weren't prepared for that at all.
that is correct. They're being firemen carried.
I don't think dwarves are known for being particularly water friendly either.
That's true. He does not have gills. I'm going to give him 30 seconds. Let's just round up and say that that's 6 full rounds before the dwarf dies. Okay. All right,
Okay.
so it's the first round. That's the end of Borb's turn. He's holding on to the...
I'm going to attack the.
Well,
attack the.
Do you have your hands on the dwarf, or do you have your hands on your weapons?
True. I have my hands on the dwarf. So.
All right, it's the dwarf's turn. Now he's going to oppose your grapple check. Let's do a strength roll.
He wants to live!
He rolled a 7.
Total?
Yeah.
Well, Borb is still holding on.
What did you roll?
15.
Yeah. Yep. So he futilely attempts to go back to the surface, and he fails. Amonust, it's your turn. You heard a splash, and then nothing.
Continue dashing.
And you are 165 feet from the right edge of the stream. Let's say you're 145 feet from Borb, because Borb jumped in.
And they're underwater now?
Yep.
Yes.
That's going to change my plan. Okay. Oh, wait. They're underwater.
Yes.
I am going to deactivate my ring and slip underneath, and instead I'm going to use my Cloak of the Manta, which allows me to breathe underwater and have a swim speed of 60.
That's a lot faster, yeah.
It is. These are all uncommon items. Isn't this great when you read the books?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cheap. Okay. So now my swim speed is 60.
Yeah,
So
and if you double move, that's 120. You can...
I'm like basically there.
You're 40 feet from them.
Okay.
45.
So, yeah. So I'm just gonna dash to them this turn, and then next turn I'll be there. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is very effective. Crud Jr.
Well, I don't see anything now.
Perception
at
check.
all.
Did you hear the splash that Borb made? Borb and Fireman
That-
Carried Dwarf.
Perception is +1, so 8.
No. You did not. And it's the ant's turn. All right, Borb, please
Maybe I
make a
should switch
Constitution
dice.
saving throw. And take 5
I
points
got
of poison damage. What's your Constitution saving throw?
11.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I'm poisoned, aren't
I mean, it's a DC 11, so no. But
I? Oh, okay.
I want you to be, because it's way more fun.
She loves poisoning people.
It's a fun... I don't know. All right, so you took that damage, and the ants are attached to you and biting. It is now your turn.
Okay, I'm doing the fire ant dance, basically what they call it in Florida. Just
Did you let go of the dwarf?
yes, I did.
Okay. All right. You can now attack the swarm normally. Well,
Okay.
probably not normally, right? You normally hit things with an axe. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
hit things with an axe?
No.
You can use the axe to shave them off.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, my character is just.
I will let you do that if you're also removing your hair.
This is fun.
Fine. Borb is literally shaving himself.
It's not the first time he's been shaved, too. That's the funny thing. Okay. All right. Roll your attack roll with your axe.
Okay, I'm going to use. Oh, no, I better not use.
You're not going to hit yourself because you've accepted the penalty of fur removal. So you're fine. Don't worry.
All right. Nat 20.
Oh, crit. Yeah, roll your damage dice an additional time. That's good because these fire ants have a lot of HP because I thought there'd be 3 people fighting them.
That is a total of 15 points of damage.
With a crit with your axe?
Yes.
Something seems off about that. That's like your normal attack roll?
I didn't use my Great Weapon Master ability, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
He was just shaving.
Just shaving. Okay.
If I was in battle, I'd be using my Great Weapon Master, and that would increase it to
You
a
are in
grand total
battle.
of
by the way.
31, but.
Yeah,
Huh?
you
Huh?
are in battle.
Okay,
Okay.
good point. But it decreases my accuracy immensely to do it, so.
I see. Doesn't want to shave too close.
Yeah.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
now I get another attack. So that is a 16
That hits.
for 11 points of damage.
They take it. 11 little ants die.
And 11 hairs fall off his arm.
Next up is the Dwarfs Turn. He has a very large beard. Metal cylinders adorn his beard stash, which is so large that it has all been braided into one. And what he's doing right now is he's crunching his beard together, and he's crushing ants in his beard, like, ha ha ha, die ants, and wringing out a towel, basically. Okay. And he does an attack roll. Yeah, it's pretty easy to hit ants. And he also does them some damage. Crunch, crunch, go the ants in his beard. Amonust, you are 45 feet away from Borb and Lewis, who are 5 feet from one another.
Mm-hmm. I am going to swim part of the way there, maybe like 10 feet away from them. And I'm going to try to do something not particularly damaging, but I'm going to try to stun the ants so that they drift away from our party members here. So my decanter of endless water can create any kind of water, fresh water, salt water, whatever. I am going to have it create a highly saline water, which conducts electricity more strongly than fresh water does. It can create 30 gallons in a geyser, and I'm going to direct a geyser of highly salty water towards my party members.
30 gallons is about how many cubic feet would you say?
That one's
Roughly 30. A gallon's about a cubic foot. It's not a ton.
Okay, so I think you're mispicturing this. This is 4 cubic feet of water.
Wait, what? 30
yeah,
gallons?
30 gallons is 4 cubic feet. So I think you're misinterpreting, perhaps.
It is exactly 4 cubic feet of water.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about your arm's distance of feet
Okay.
of water. So reach out your arm, and that's about as far away.
I mean, all I'm trying to do is create like a thin jet, like a conduit for electricity.
I'm not sure what you're going for. You can keep talking.
I'm trying to not shock myself.
You're in water. You're gonna shock yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, I just Googled it. It is almost just slightly more than 4 cubic feet of water is 30 gallons, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So I cannot electrify these ants.
I mean, you
underneath this
can,
water.
and yourself, and Borb, and Lewis.
Oh, I figured Borb and Lucas were going to get shocked as well.
I think it would be preferable to having the ants on us.
I thought so too, if it would actually make the ants let go and drift it away.
Do it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You can always revivify Lewis, right?
Oh,
got
it
a cleric?
wouldn't do very much damage. It's only a
Do
D8.
I forgot to give Lewis HP, but I'm gonna have to do that now. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, so I swim over to them and use the decanter of endless water to put highly saline water right around where the ants are. And then I
So
activate...
you're 4 feet away from them?
Yes, I'm right up next to them. I'm going to get
Got
shocked
it.
too.
Okay.
I am accepting a little bit of damage. And then I am going to activate the electric sword. I'm not going to hit anything with it. I'm just going to activate the lightning portion, which is 1d8. Oh, I rolled a 1. So I'm going to electrify the water around us. Everything in the area takes, and we're underwater, so it's doubled. So it takes 2 damage of lightning. And I'm hoping that we can stun these fire ants.
Does it have the stun effect, which is a effect in D&D?
It does not. I'm hoping to use more science here.
Okay. Well, there is a stun effect in D&D, and it's not conveyed by this weapon.
Crap.
Right? It's not?
True.
Does it paralyze? Does it knock prone?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about swarms here, since I don't think you've used swarms as you're being a DM.
No, I have not.
Swarms are immune to charming, frightening, paralysis, petrification, prone, restrain, and stunned.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
would
because
still
of
be-
that, I'm going to rule that they are not stunned because it says in the book that they're immune to stun, and your weapon doesn't confer it.
Very valid.
Okay.
Oh,
But
well,
they
it
do
was an
take
attempt.
2 points of damage.
As
as
do
do-
us
So does
all.
the swarm.
Borb, Amonust, and Lewis.
My character gives Amonust an odd look.
Hi. Thank you for helping us.
I'm trying, guys. I do still have a bit of movement left. Can I grab onto them and use my manta cloak to bring us back towards the surface?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Let's get some air.
Okay. Lewis is grateful. The dwarf takes a deep breath of air. Crud Jr., it's your turn.
Perception.
Yeah.
Well, that is the best roll so far. I used a different die. That's going to be 14.
Sure. You hear the sounds of deep breaths as Lewis starts screaming again as he hits the surface of the water. And he's like, this is one dwarf who's been through fire ants, being fireman carried, and now electrocution. So he screams like someone who just got tased, and you hear it. You're 100 feet from the water, and you're 180 feet from them. Like, so 100 feet to the water and 180 feet to them. What do you do?
I'm going to look at them, raise an eyebrow, sigh, and start going over there.
Can I just say that was a very convincing electrocution sound, Borb?
Yes.
I don't believe I have anything that will allow me to go quickly, so it's just going to be a double movement of 60.
Okay, you are only 40 feet from the water's edge, and from that water edge, you're 180 feet from them, so 40 plus 180.
And I am prestidigitizing all the mud from me at all times.
Of course, it's very important. All right. So it's now the ants' turn. Yeah, they hit. Okay, so they hit. Who all is touching? Amonust, you touched them. So
I did.
on your fingers, ants start to crawl. They see no distinction between one bit of flesh and another. Perhaps this is less hairy. And they're biting. So they're going to attack Amonust. Take 4 poison damage, and please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Yes, yes. What'd you get?
I rolled a 3, and add half of the proficiency bonus to strength, dex, and constitution saving throw from remarkable athlete. 10.
You know, it's too bad I'm not playing Tin Man right now. He has immunity.
10 means that you fail. We're going to talk about what that means later. Borb, please make a Constitution saving throw and take 5 points of poison damage.
I took how many points?
4
Did they?
right now.
Did they hit my AC?
Yeah, they're ants.
Oh, okay.
11 again.
You pass. Amonust. I get to read this. Yay. Okay. All right. Ant poison. Any living creature that begins its turn with a fire ant swarm in its space must succeed on a DC 11 Constitution save, or for one round have disadvantage on attacks taken and received as you are pained by the bites, itching at the ants, and slapping at them. So that's their distraction effect. Also, you're poisoned. Poisoned players have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, and once enacted, the poison does 1d4 damage per round. So you're also going to take a d4 of damage, which is take 1 poison damage, Amonust.
Okay.
Yep, I can understand this effect quite well.
Yeah. Next up is... Whose turn was that? That was the
That was
ant's
the
turn.
ant's turn.
Yeah.
Right. Borb, you're next.
Okay, back to shaving.
Wait, what?
Back to shaving.
Oh.
Okay, that is a 22. And a
That hits.
20. So
Both hit.
I wish it was a nat 20, but it was just total. So that is 13 and 10. So 23.
13 and 10 damage. 23 damage. All right. He shaves off ants, and the water becomes thick with fur.
Ew.
It is now the hill dwarf's turn. The hill dwarf is going to start swimming towards the shore
Which shore?
from the right shore, and they're moving towards the left shore, the one that Crud Jr. is coming from.
Okay.
Okay. Now, away from the fire
they're-
ants.
Yeah, they're moving away from the fire ants. They start swimming. Amonust, it is your turn. Currently, Lewis just swam about 50 feet from you.
I'm gonna dash action towards the far shore as well. And can I pick up Lewis with me
Yes,
as
you
I
can.
go?
Yep.
Can I make it to shore with 120 movement?
You were 180 feet from the shore, so you make it 40 feet from the shore. Wait, what's 180 minus 120? 60 feet from the shore.
Okay.
You're now 60 feet from the left shore.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
I think so.
Crud Jr. You dashed so that you were closer to the water.
Mm-hmm.
Amonust and the hill dwarf are now 60 feet from the left shore. And you were, I think, 40 feet from the left shore. So this puts you 100 feet away from a fire ant target if you would like.
I'm 100 feet away from it?
Because Amonust swam towards you so far with his manta cloak.
Oh. Okay.
So Amonust and the person that he's carrying, I guess, recovering himself in fire ants. So they're both covered in fire ants.
Are they at the surface or are they underwater?
They appear to be at the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then, if they're at the surface, I'm going to shoot fire at the fire ants.
Okay.
Are we resistant to fire because we're in the water?
Fully submersed in the water.
Mm.
That's the official rule on that.
So I am going to use a firebolt at the fire ants.
Okay. Is that like fireball where it hits everyone?
No, it's a single target.
It's a single target.
How does it affect swarms?
Half damage unless it's against...
Yeah.
Unless it hits everything at one time, it's only half damage, so...
Yeah, okay. So that does half damage against swarms.
It's still better than... That's the only thing I have that's really in range.
Okay.
So, unless
You can move and
I
attack.
get closer and then
Yeah.
I can hit everybody in an area of effect because that's the only other thing I'd be able to do.
That's true.
No, I think I'm going to do the half damage. It's fine.
Okay.
So that's going to 13 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, goody. All right. Oh, wow, max damage. 20 damage, so half damage would be 10.
All right. Some of the ants get singed off of, and so does the dwarf's beard, probably a little bit, as the ants in the beard.
Yeah, because Firebolt will
burned.
set anything that's capable of being caught on fire, so...
So the beard does not escape unsinged. Okay. And Amonust, you watch as a bolt of fire zooms past you and explodes in the dwarf's beard.
Okay.
It's the ant's turn. Okay. Amonust, you've got ants on you. You're gonna take 3 poison damage and also upkeep 4 poison damage as you take poison for a second round.
When you're attacking, are you attacking at disadvantage?
The swarm is occupying your space, which means that it
It doesn't have
you.
to make attack rolls.
It's an ant swarm.
No, it does not.
Okay. All right, so what's
Yeah.
my total damage this turn?
I think I did that wrong earlier and I missed Borb once, but then I was like, how did I miss? Because I don't have it to hit. I'm looking at this.
Okay.
Like there's no to hit. It just says when it occupies so swarm traits. The swarm can occupy another creature's space and vice versa. The swarm can't regain hit points or gain temporary hit points, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this is just a, if you're in its space.
Yeah, so AC does not matter here.
No.
So you get bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you said I took 4 of one type and 3 of another type?
Yeah, so 3 ants bite you, and then cumulative upkeep, you have 4 poison damage just because you failed a constitution save.
Okay, so 50.
That seems to be happening every turn.
Okay.
Okay, Borb, you've got ants on you. Okay.
54 total.
You take 4 poison damage, and you make a constitution saving throw.
I pass.
Yeah, and Lewis is not looking good. This dwarf has seen better days.
And better beards, too.
Better beards. He's very upset about his beard.
Well, actually, technically, it does say that flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. So I imagine his beard's fine.
Ah, because it's being both worn and carried, and his hair is worn. She's fine. Okay, and next up is Borb's turn.
Back to shaving. My character's going to look really silly once this is all over.
3 rounds of shaving.
You can fly out of that river if you wanted to.
I still have to deal with the ants.
River's not the problem.
And I still got 13 rounds of holding breath left, so it's not a big issue.
What kind of altitude can you get? Can you get them to space and, they just freeze and...
I don't know. Off? I can only fly for a couple hours at a time, so...
So you fly up there and you fall back.
I'm getting out because I think I'm going to be a more effective fighter on land.
Okay, that's 2 hits, and that is 9 and 10 points of damage, respectively.
All right. The swarm seems to have died down in number. At him.
Okay.
Overall, I'd say there are less ants than there initially were. There are swarm mechanics, listener. Basically, when they drop below half health, they do half damage because there's literally less creatures in the swarm. Good job, Borb.
Yep.
Yay!
It's the hill dwarf's turn. He's now swishing ants.
At least they're not cats this time.
Yeah, they're ants. And Amonust, it's your turn. So tell me what you're up to. You're carrying a dwarf. You just saw a firebolt whiz past your face. You're half in the water, half in the air, and there's ants on the surface of the water, and ants clinging with their little pinchers embedded in your skin.
So I am going to use my movement first to get back to the riverbank.
Yes.
I do not want to activate elemental swords in the water again. I've learned that lesson. And then once I am on the riverbank, I am going to take an attack action here. I am going to use my 3 sword slashes here. And I am going to roll a 17.
That hits.
A 16.
How are you hitting ants on your body with swords?
It's still that shaving motion.
Okay.
Mine are a little more finessey than a big battle axe, but still those very quick whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I don't have to worry about shaving because I'm naturally hairless. And this one is a 23.
They all hit.
Yay! And then these are dealing grand total of 39 damage to all of these ants all over my body.
You shave off so many ants. Yeah.
And I don't shock myself this time.
That's true. Yeah. Crud Jr., you see Amonust emerge from the water, and you're within a few feet of him, and he's shaving with his swords. You've never seen a frantic shaving dance until now.
Exactly. And these ants are freezing and getting burned off as those little blue lights are going bzz, 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 bzz. And I'm like, that's right. It's just better than those little lights that people hang up in their yards. Just like that.
Yeah.
You have an electric shaver.
Hair remover. Yeah. Electric hair remover.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, Borb, don't worry, I got you. You ever want a new look? Right here.
We're gonna have to take the rest of the hair off with whatever's left just to make it look uniform.
That's true.
It's true.
We can open a new business. I mean, this could be a thing.
Shaving Goliaths?
Oh, yeah. Amonust custom hair removal.
Barbarian, not a Goliath. No,
Same difference,
Minotaur,
but yeah.
not a Goliath.
You can handle that yourself.
Barbarians unhaired.
Okay, so how far away am I from the action now?
You're 40 feet from the water bank, which Amonust is standing on.
Okay, I'm going to back away 20 feet, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on these little critters. So they need to make a wisdom saving throw.
They're not good at
I
that.
assume since they're bugs, they're not very wise.
No, they got a 7.
And I assume they are missing hit points, correct?
They are missing hit points.
Which means that instead of a D8, I do 2 D12s.
That's better.
That's going to be 18 damages to their little antennas.
Oh, yeah. You ring a bell and some ants fall off?
No, I stare at them really, really, really hard.
Okay. And some ants fall off.
I get them with my gaze.
Yeah.
It looks could kill.
It looks good.
They do.
Next up are the ants. Amonust, please take your upkeep first. You take 4 poison damage.
Okay.
Okay. And now you're going to take 2 from them biting you. Borb, you're going to take 5 from them biting you. Lewis stands on the bank of the shore, and then he slumps to the ground unconscious. He has been overwhelmed.
Thankfully, he's a dwarf. That means he's resistant to poison, but yeah, he's taking a lot of biting damage.
It took a while. Yeah.
I told Borb we're not eating dwarves anymore. Come on now.
Borb, please make a Constitution saving throw.
23 Constitution.
Okay, you pass. Now it's your turn.
Continuing to shave.
You see very few ants left. I'll say that.
18 and 22. So
Both hit.
I'm pretty sure those hit. Wow, that's 7 and 8. So 15 total.
You would say that you're probably ant-free right now. You're not sure. Might be one little bugger
Okay,
left, but you seem pretty ant-free. And you're still about 20 feet from the right shore underwater, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
and that is the end of your turn?
Yeah, that is
Okay.
correct.
You think you're ant-free. You start to inspect your hair. Your remaining hair for ants. Lewis is going to do a death saving throw. That's 1 pass. Amonust, it's your turn. Lewis just crumpled to the ground behind you. You're being bitten by ants. You would say that it looks like the last little ants are crawling on Lewis. You seem ant-free yourself.
All right. I am going to use my main action to attack the remaining ants on Lewis. I am going to roll a 17 and a 18. The first hit is a 17 damage.
And with that, you think that you crushed the last ant on the hill dwarf.
All
He's
right.
unconscious, and you think he's totally ant-free.
Can I use my bonus action as a medicine check to try to stabilize him?
Skill checks take a full action, I believe. I am not certain, but I think they take a full action.
Oh. Can I... is it too late to make that my main action since I only use 1 sword hit, which is typically a bonus action for me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you did it.
And I believe that your bonus action requires you having to attack with your sword in the first place to be able to use it as the bonus action.
Yes.
Huh?
To get your bonus action as a fighter, you have to attack in the first place.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. And Crud Jr. Amonust has squished the last ant. Currently, you are 60 feet from Amonust and the shore and Lewis, who is on the ground unconscious, possibly dying.
As Crud Jr. sees no danger at all anymore, he turns around and goes back to his carriage.
Okay, you did that. Amonust, please take 3 poison damage. Borb, you're ant-free.
Okay, Borb is, you said 20 feet from the right shore? That's great.
Yep.
I'm just going to walk the rest of the way.
20 feet from the right shore, you're underwater. So
the right shore is the one ant-free, correct? You said?
the right shore is the one with ants.
Okay, never mind. I'm going to swim towards the left shore.
Okay. You do that. You were 20 feet from the right shore, 180 feet from the left shore. How far do you go underwater?
I have a movement speed of 40 feet.
Okay. Then your swim speed is half of that.
So 20 feet. Okay. Wait,
So you get 40 feet closer? So
Yeah.
you're 140 feet from the left shore.
Okay. It's going to take a couple more rounds then.
Amonust, you are on the riverbank.
I am.
Lewis is crumpled unconscious next to you. He looks not well.
I am going to attempt a medicine check to stabilize him.
He's very puffy right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, allergies.
I have a +0, but I rolled an 18 on it.
Okay. Yeah. I think that means, I don't remember, is that a pass for him? Is that how that works? Yeah.
I think it's just got to be over a 10.
Yeah, so that is a pass. You helped him by passing for him.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to do the my second wind.
The medicine check stabilizes.
Stabilizes him. Okay, so he's
That's what
stable.
it
He's
does.
at 0 HP. He's stable.
Okay.
He remains unconscious.
And I'm going to regain 13 HP from my second wind.
All right, anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. Crud Jr., you are walking back towards the carriage.
I don't stop until I get there.
All right. Next up is the ant's turn. Amonust takes
What
2
ants?
more cumulative
Wait,
damage.
Wait, what?
I thought they were dead.
They are dead. You're still poisoned.
Until when?
Oh.
Well, you gotta figure that out. You're very poisoned. You take 2 damage.
Oh, poop.
Now you know how your husband felt that one day.
Oh.
I get unpoisoned.
Borb, you were 140 feet from the left shore. What do you do?
Okay. I'm going to... What? He was right. I can use my my cloak. I'm just gonna extend the wings and fly straight up.
Okay, you fly straight up. You burst out of the water, and with the spray, you fly straight up in the air.
Okay,
Okay.
my flight
Lewis
speed
remains...
with the wings is a lot better than my swim speed, so
Yeah, how far did you get?
I can move up to 60 feet with fly speed, so
Okay, you're, let's say, at least 60 feet above the water. You're still 140 feet from the left shore unless you want to move closer.
sure.
Okay, say you're 120 feet from the left shore.
Okay.
The hill dwarf is very unconscious and puffy on the shore, and Amonust, it's your turn. You take 4 poison damage. Oh, I forgot you have disadvantage on skill checks. Attack rolls and ability checks. Roll a second time for your stabilization of Lewis.
17.
Okay, you're fine. Even with
Not
disadvantage.
kidding.
No,
it's
you're
right
fine. Yeah, you're fine. I believe
Okay.
you. Okay, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okay. How to get rid of poison. We don't have a healer.
No, we do not.
Nope. I can make you more poison.
I thought it would end when the ants did. Is there any bone set nearby?
Do a nature check.
Let's see. That was a 15 minus 1 is 14.
You're very certain that bone set with your high nature skill does not cure poison.
Can I call out to Crud? Crud, help! I'm still poisoned! And sit down to start a resting phase?
Okay, that's
Does
good.
resting
Lowers
help?
your heart rate. Yeah. All right.
There's not much I can cast Despair on you.
Crud Jr., it's your turn.
Not much I can do. I can cast Despair on you. I can poison you some more. I can burn you.
Those all sound like good treatments.
I can electrify you. I can freeze you. I can pour acid on you.
All things they would have tried in the Middle Ages, right? And rub poop on it.
Oh,
You could rub
I can
mud
make you
on
forget
it.
about it. I can make you forget about it for 8 hours.
You could try rubbing some mud on it from the stream bank on the bites. That might work.
Yeah, I'm going to try suggestion.
Okay. Tell me what you do.
Suggestion, right?
I'm going to suggest a course of activity to him. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'm concerned.
I am too, especially since I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you failed. So the suggestion that comes into your brain that you must follow for the next 8 hours or I lose concentration is, you are not poisoned. Everything is fine. Let's go.
Okay. You genuinely believe that you are not
no.
poisoned, Amonust. And that everything is fine and that you must go. We'll deal with that when it's your turn. It's the ant's turn. You take 2 poison damage, Amonust. But you genuinely believe that you are not poisoned, that everything is fine, and that you must go. Borb, you're now 120 feet from the left shore. Amonust has, he was starting to rub mud on himself, but then he stopped. And there's an unconscious hill dwarf. What do you do, Borb?
I'm going to fly dash to the other side of the water.
Okay,
And I guess land.
you reach it. And then what?
And then land.
You land, your wings retract back into their cape form as you set your heavy minotaur feet on the shore next to a hill dwarf and an Amonust. And that's
Okay,
your
my
turn.
turn.
Fine.
Really silly because he's missing large patches of his fur right now.
Yep. All right, and that was your turn. The hill dwarf remains unconscious. Amonust, it's your turn. You must leave.
Yeah, I feel fine. Where are we going?
He starts walking towards the carriage.
Let's go, guys.
Crud Jr., it's your turn.
I get ready to move the carriage once everybody gets there.
Okay, the carriage is free from the mud. And it's the ant's turn. Amonust, you take another 2 poison damage, but again, you're fine. Everything is fine.
I'm good.
Borb, it's back to you.
I pick up the dwarf because somebody forgot the guy we just wasted all that time trying to save.
Hey, I stabilized him.
Yeah.
He's once again like a sack of potatoes on my shoulder.
You fireman carry that unconscious dwarf. What happens to people at 0 HP that are stable? After a long rest, do they regain 1 HP?
After a long rest, they go back
Damage they
to
have
normal.
to.
Oh, okay. So he's just at 0 HP. He seems not well, Borb. Are you gonna fireman? You're gonna pick him up from the shore and throw him like a sack of potatoes over your shoulder, you said?
Yeah.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, well, that's a 20. Thank goodness for my improved intelligence.
Yeah, you feel a lot smarter than you used to. Yeah, you're not sure why, but the thought occurs in your head. Maybe you shouldn't do that. It's like your headband and your plus... What do you have? You have like a 19 intelligence or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that might not be the right thing to do.
Okay.
What do you
This
do
is
instead?
a first for Borb. He's actually thinking for once.
He's suddenly very intelligent because of his 19 intelligence from the headband.
Okay, then Borb is going to just hold him in front of him, I guess, and set him down in the cart.
Yeah, you carry him gently. Okay. Look at that. Borb leveled up his intelligence. Borb gently scoops and carries the guy to the carriage. And it's his turn. The hill dwarf doesn't die. Okay.
Yay.
He's not getting better either. He's still at 0 HP. He's very fragile right now. He's just stable. He could die
Do we
at
know
any
if there's
time.
any towns close by?
Just the one we're going to.
Yep. And Amonust, it's back to you. You reached the carriage. Borb is here. Everything's fine.
It is fine, but I'm still a bit damaged, so I'm gonna try to sit down and start resting inside the carriage.
Sure. Yeah, your short rest is pretty typical. Yeah. How much
Yeah.
HP are you down?
I'm down to 50.
Okay.
I am also an elf, so I can rest pretty quickly.
You're fine. Yeah, everything's fine. Crud Jr., everyone's in the carriage.
We start heading back towards the town again.
Okay, ant turn. Amonus, you take 4 damage from the poison flowing through your veins.
Yep.
What's wrong with you?
I have no idea.
Nothing. Everything's fine.
And that is the last turn of damage. As the poison runs its course, and fire ants are not enough to kill you,
No,
usually.
they're just gonna make him itching for a couple days.
Yeah. I'm going to say you remain itchy for a few days, and that's the last of the damage that you took. It was 10 rounds, by the way. If it was lethal, you just would have died. While feeling fine.
I did the best I could with what tools I had.
I would say that you reduced his emotional suffering.
Exactly.
Problem is, so
Do
the
I
spell he's
successfully-
gonna use, he's gonna know that he was put a spell on him as soon as it ends. So
That's correct.
Do I successfully complete a rest? Like,
Sure.
do we have time for a long rest inside the carriage? While
Let's say that after a short rest, Lewis wakes up. And now you've got a hill dwarf. So we'll deal with the conscious hill dwarf in a second. He's fine. He's stabilized. He's at 1 HP. He's definitely not at max HP, but he's not going to die. And so the navigation part. Are you guys going to try to push the cart over the body of water onto the next island, or are you going to go around?
I'm gonna go around. So I'm the one navigating for the group. So I'm going to try to have the group avoid the
Yeah.
water as much as possible.
Yep.
Yeah, just remember, you get it stuck, you get to pull it out.
Mhm. And if necessary, I can very slowly freeze bodies of stagnant water so that we can go over them. Very
Yep.
slowly.
Yeah, because you want to move right now. You have an unnatural feeling that you need to go and that everything
That's
is
true.
fine.
Okay. Borb, one last survival check from you.
Wait, can I do another survival check real quick before we continue on, so I can get some food? My character can get some food, so he's doing it properly.
Yes.
You didn't eat any of the ants?
No.
That's much better. That is an 18.
Okay, you have food. Roll a d6 for how many pounds of food you have.
5 pounds of food.
You have 5 days worth of rations.
And hey, you give me half of that, you get to ride in the carriage with us.
Okay.
All right.
We're all riding now.
Oh, that's so nice. And please roll a survival check for navigation.
Okay, now I can do a regular survival check without disadvantage, which I've been 10.
And you normally would have advantage because of your map thing. Go ahead
I
and roll
know.
another time.
I did.
Okay, so you wander around for roll a d6.
4 hours.
An additional 4 hours that you might not have had to do. You find yourself back where you started after those 4 hours, but then you head off in your day. You go around, because you're telling me you go around that patch of the bog. And so now you guys are gonna, I'm just gonna say you're gonna reach the village. But let's talk to that dwarf. So he wakes.
This is the last time I let other dad choose the mode of transportation.
You find that the hill dwarf in your cart with the metal cylinders in his beard stash, which is so large that it has all been braided into one, now a little bit melted into one by a pit of fire, he wakes up and he's in the back of your carriage. The bumps and what do you call that? Jolting of the carriage jolt him awake as the wheel rolls over a patch of grass and then sinks again into the mud and then rolls over a patch of grass and sinks again into the mud. He opens his eyes and looks around and sees the three of you. At first, he doesn't say anything.
I say to him in Dwarvish, "What's up?"
Oh, he's so relieved. This conversation is in Dwarvish. He says back, "You saved me from the fire ants."
Yes.
Arr, thank ye.
You're welcome. Can you, what, how, why, where?
The fire ants, they were so terrible. I was getting me treasure. Don't judge me. I'm trying a voice. I sensed some magic, and I went out into the ye bog.
So, they're guarding treasure?
Guarding? More like the bog has accumulated over the years many, many treasures from adventurers. He pulls out a thing. I'm going to roll a dice because I have a treasure table for you guys. Yay! 5. Ooh, okay. He reaches into his satchel and pulls out a thing for you. He says, "As a thank you for saving me, I'll kindly give you the treasure that I was after." And he gives you a bottle that is rose-hued and it has bubbles in it. It's effervescent and it has a liquid in it. And the bubbles on the inside of the rose-hued bottle diffract the light, and it's kind of sparkly and pretty. And it's a vial. And he says, "I pulled this out of the mud. It must have gotten clean when we were in the water."
Oh, thank you. I will kindly accept this. I will detect magic on it.
It is magical.
Ooh. What kind of magic?
I gotta look up the magic table, don't I? Types of magic, D&D. Alright, there are 8 schools of magic in Dungeons & Dragons. This school is enchantment. Make things do stuff.
Ooh. So it's an unknown enchantment bottle.
With pink
of liquid.
liquid and bubbles on the inside.
Okay, I'm just going to pocket it for now. I'm going to get somebody who's an expert at these things to tell me what it is.
Yeah. He also reaches into his bag and pulls out. This is for Amonust. He pulls out. Ooh, another potion bottle.
Okay.
It is a glass vial with the cork on the top. Inside the glass vial is a red liquid that is continuously contracting to a tiny bead and then expanding to color the clear liquid around it.
Okay.
He gently hands it to you.
Thank you.
It expands and contracts, the red and the clear, the red and the clear. Do you shake it?
No, I handle it very gently.
Okay.
Crud Jr. looks at you, goes, he says to shake it.
I ask the dwarf in common, "Am I supposed to shake this?"
He says, "Arr, I just found it in the bog. I don't know."
Is he speaking common or Dwarvish?
Common.
Ah, drat.
I do not shake it.
Okay. And for Borb, he pulls out of his bag, he says, "And this is the last item that I found. As a thank you for saving my life, Borb, I'm going to give it to you. It is a pair of gloves.
Okay.
Do you don them?
Sure, why not?
These gloves meld into your hands when you don them. So they're not very visible. They are smooth as if they were your hands. All right.
Okay, can I get the others to try to tell me, after a little study, what these things are?
They're welcome to try. You guys?
I used my one detect magic already.
Okay, so I guess I can find out what they do later.
You could do an Arcana
first.
check.
Yeah, I could do an Arcana check on all of the items, I guess.
Sure.
Would that work, Miss DM?
I personally do not care at all. So yes, I can tell
Okay.
you the items. I don't care. I'll give you one item. You can know the name of one item if you get an Arcana check above 18. How's that?
Okay,
That's fair.
well, sorry guys, but if I get above 18, it's going to be my item.
Yeah, otherwise the identify spell would lose all value, right? So, sure.
So, Arcana check of 21.
Oh, yeah. So, because I'm a nice DM, I'll tell you the name of your item is a Filter of Love.
Filter
Love
of
potion.
love.
Yep. The bog giveth and the bog taketh away. It
I guess
preserves
when we get
items
into the
very
next
well.
town, I can have these gloves identified. They'll probably have a way to do it. So
Yes, it costs 100 gold for the identify spell. All right. So, I am now going to read the next portion for you. The carriage wheels bump and squish and bump and squish. Since Borb has the ability to literally pick up the carriage, I'm going to say that it makes it to the town. Other parties, maybe not. But when Borb can just one-handed, serving tray platter the carriage, yes.
With us inside.
With you inside. So because Borb is there, the carriage makes it through the bog too. And you arrive in town. So it smells swampy. Mist fills the air. Brown shingles roof a few single-story square buildings with large front porches. The townsfolk have laid wooden boards over muddy ground to walk on. Bright paint contrasts brightly on a large sign near one of the buildings and says, "Welcome, adventurers!"
They knew we were coming?
probably just random adventurers. Interesting.
It's supposedly a tourist town, so...
Yeah, specifically for adventurers? Or is this place famous for dungeons? Maybe dragons?
Why don't you go ask someone?
All right. What was the name of the lady who hired us? Where's that flyer?
Anita Chambon.
Anita Chambon. Is there anyone on the street here around?
Do a perception check.
I do indeed. 12 plus 3, 15.
You see bright paint contrasts brightly on a large sign near one of the buildings saying, "Welcome, adventurers." And from inside, through the window, you see movement.
Oh, I'm going to go knock on that door.
Okay, he walks along the wooden boards so that his feet do not sink into the wet ground and finds himself at the door. Next to the door is a square wooden sign that says, "The Fox Club," all in capital letters.
Oh.
Hours 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Tuesday to Sunday.
All right, I definitely want to knock on that door.
It's a swinging style door with a screen in it. As you push on it, it swings open.
And I walk in.
Okay,
I follow
he walks
behind him.
inside. All right.
I let them.
You what? You let them. Okay. Inside, the left wall features a long bar, while the right wall features tables with 4 chairs around them. In the back right of this single large room is an equipment shopping area. The far back wall features a sign that says "Restrooms." And the far left has a swinging door behind the bar that probably goes to a kitchen if you were to guess. Looking over in that back left corner, you see the Fox Club's only patron sitting at a bar stool near the back. She has large black wings folded on her back. Her bird beak is dipping into a wide-mouthed mug. She raises her head to look at you all as you open the door.
Excuse me. Borb heads for the bathroom.
Amonust goes to join the bird-beaked woman and says,
Okay.
"Do you mind if I join you?"
She goes, "Not at all.
Ah.
Welcome to the Fox Club."
Oh, thank you very much. Tell me, what's your name?
I'm Mildred Cow.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mildred. I'm Amonust.
You see that she is a corvid Arakocra.
Oh,
Black feathers cover the base of her beak. She's a crow bird lady.
cool. So, we're from the Fire-Breathing Kittens Guild.
And that is where I'm going to leave you today.
Oop.
We're going to take a break now. Thank you all for joining us for part 1 of this adventure. Joining us this time were Crud Jr.,
That's me.
Borb,
Thank you.
and Amonust.
BRB.
Bye! We hope that you're enjoying this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. You can find new episodes by subscribing through your podcast player or by visiting firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Can you think of a friend who might enjoy this podcast? Please share it with them. We don't pay to advertise this show, so the only way we can grow is through your support. Tweet Hashtag Fire Breathing Kittens podcast, and we may, in a future episode, name a non-playable character after you. Leave us a review on iTunes, and we'll read your review at the end of an episode. Welcome back to Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons podcast. We are joined by Amonust.
Hello.
Borb.
Welcome back.
And Crud Jr.
That's me.
Everybody, please roll a d20 and we'll see who tells us what happened last time.
I got a 10.
18.
I'm holding up a number to the camera.
12.
12.
So who's the closest to 12?
That would be me.
Okay, please tell us what happened last time.
Well, we got a job flyer that says that a swamp in the middle of nowhere is having less tourist activity than normal. Surprise, surprise. And we got prepaid to go and figure out why. We decided that the first order of business was to go and figure out what's going on. We set out rather foolishly across the land, walking along the coastline in a wagon. It took a week of traveling along the land, camping out in my instant fortress and foraging for food along the way. It was very interesting. Getting lost quite often, but we eventually, made it. Along the way, we did rescue this dwarf from fire ants. It was quite the battle. I got poisoned, but we made it.
But you were fine with it.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about that. We realized that our adventure this week does not include anyone with any kind of healing abilities. And now we have made it to our destination here, and we were just doing a little reconnaissance to figure out what might be going on. Yeah. Okay. So, shall we? All right. So, I had just sat down here at the table with a crow woman. And we were just having a little chat about what's going on here.
That is correct. She says, "Caw-caw! What brings you in town?" I don't know how to do a crow voice. What do you think crows would sound like?
That
Yeah.
sounds
Just
pretty
like
good.
that.
Okay.
Well, we're from the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild, and we were hired to find out why tourism was a little bit down this year.
Hired? Hired by who?
Hired by... Well, I pull out the flyer and show it to her.
I'm going to read that flyer again for you guys.
Yeah.
Tourist visits to Daingean have decreased 34% compared to the same period last year. Retired adventurer Anita Chambon of the Fox Club has prepaid 10,000 gold to Nulisag of the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild to distribute to the adventurers who fix the problem.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if you know this Anita Chambon.
Caw-caw! Yes, I do. She owns this fancy joint.
And do you know where she is? Or maybe why the tourism is down?
Well, she just went in back there, but yeah, caw-caw! I don't know why Anita set up her bar here, but I guess Monopoly is a powerful draw.
And
Okay, Borb comes out of the bathroom. Don't go in there.
Ew.
Okay.
And I also saw that there was a sign that says "Welcome Adventurers." Is that always there?
Caw-caw! Oh, yeah, Anita set that up. It draws in the business for her bar here. And, what's her name? Mildred. Mildred is going to use her arms and her wings. She's an Aarakocra, and she's got both, to gesture around at this lovely equipment store / restaurant / bar that serves for all the town's needs.
Do you get a lot of adventurers coming here?
Caw-caw! Well, sometimes, there's all sorts of stuff preserved in the bog. So they do like to come and find the magical items. And by the way, there's a dwarf with you. He's laying in your carriage, sleeping and recovering because he's at 1 hit point. But you remember that he was real excited about all that treasure he found.
Okay.
We found dwarf in bog.
Caw-caw! One of those bog bodies, huh? Those are terrifying, aren't they?
Bog body?
Caw-caw! Yeah, that's when they turn all leathery and brown from being preserved by the tannic acids in the peat moss.
He live.
Oh, I see.
Huh.
Barely live, but he live.
Well, maybe we should go find Anita.
And the swinging door, kind of saloon style, to the kitchen swings open. Slithering in on her long body is a human-sized, dark brown and yellow striped snakefolk. She has vertical stripes like a garter snake. She is mage handing next to her, because you don't need hands when you have mage hand. And she's a retired adventurer, and she's carrying in another drink in a wide-mouthed mug for Mildred. And it magically floats and sets down in front of Mildred. Mildred happily sticks her entire beak into the cup and starts, if you've ever seen birds drink, they like open their beak and then they use their tongue. And she starts gulping it down. Anita, the snakefolk lady, Anita Chambon, she says to you, "Salos." And that's the last I'm going to hiss, because this is an audio media. And she hisses with every breath. She says,
You Anita?
"Welcome to the Fox Club."
Are you Anita?
"Yes."
We fire-breathing kittens.
"Welcome.
You...
I would like to chat with you privately, if that's okay."
Okay.
"Please join me." And she is gonna go behind the bar and gesture to you. Like there's a little walkway, and she says, "Come into the kitchens."
All right.
Okay.
I look at the others and head into the kitchen.
We don't see any cookbooks around saying how to cook adventurers, do we?
You don't? Is there anything else that you'd like to do with Mildred before I guess? Crap, I dropped a thing. I dropped a plot point. Mildred shouts at you as you head back. She raises her head from the the goblet, and there's water dripping down her beak and back into the mug. And she says, "Good luck, adventurers! Caw! Don't let old Krogan get you!
Krogan?
Have fun in the bog!" And you enter into the kitchen, I guess. Sure. With Anita. All right, so tell me what you do. Are you all in the kitchen, or are you staying out?
Kitchen is Borb's favorite place, so next to dining room.
Okay, Borb's in the kitchen. Crud Jr.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen.
No, Crud Jr. is going to be perusing the wares out front.
Okay. Crud Jr. shopping. And Amonust is in the kitchen with Borb. And Anita says, "Oh, I thought there was one more of you. That's okay." And she says, "Thank you for coming. Yes, I put up the job flyer for you, and I've prepaid Nulasag 10,000 gold. That's the amount of money I lost this quarter compared to last year."
Good business.
"Yes, selling wares to adventurers is very profitable, and selling alcohol to the locals. This is a good place for a retired adventurer to set up shop. However, this quarter I've made 10,000 less gold than this time last year."
I see. Borb's helm of intelligence flashes. That double. Ouch.
"Well, I'm willing to pay 10,000 if the problem can be resolved."
Yeah. Borb actually just did math, which is probably rather unusual for him. Okay.
Amonust, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm letting Borb take the lead here.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I talk a lot.
Probably not a good idea.
What caused problem?
It's Sheriff Niels and Judge Bohr. They've been arresting tourists and fining them for silly infractions. They see the tourists that are coming into the bogs as a source of revenue for their pockets.
Silly infractions. Okay. Infraction. What infraction mean?
They've been trumping up charges against the tourists to get their money. And that has been damaging my business because if adventurers don't make a profit on a trip, they won't come back out.
What
They
you
might
want us
find some
do?
treasure.
What you want us do?
I want you to stop Sheriff Niels and Judge Bohr from arresting the tourists with trumped-up charges. That way, our place can stop having a bad reputation, and the tourists and the adventurers can come seek their treasure from the bog.
Okay.
What changed?
I turn to Amonust. We have idea.
What's your idea?
I'm going to redo something we regret. We need drink.
Okay.
She pours you a drink?
Borb's about to get arrested.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Remember what I always said, Borb, the reason Borb never drinks anything? He said they like to trump up charges against people. Well,
Okay.
Borb is drinking some drinks. Amonust.
Amonust is going to stand back so that he's not clearly associated with Borb.
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing, Borb.
I'm going to get my character is going to get himself arrested by the local. If anyone causes trouble in town, obviously, it sounds like they get arrested. Well, that's what Borb's going to do. Probably not the wisest decision.
Okay. I see. I've heard your intention. Tell me what you're doing.
Oh, sorry, Amonust. Yeah. My character suddenly seems to get really, really mad, and his eyes start to glow as he's in a rage. My character drops some gold coins on the table. Sorry in advance. And he goes completely ballistic on the inside of the bar.
Amonust leaves the bar.
So does Mildred.
So does Crud Jr.
And Crud Jr. Okay. All right. And Mildred exits the bar and heads across the way to a building that doesn't initially appear to have a sign, but as she walks closer, there's a sign next to the door. It's a brown square next to the door on the shingles. And it says Daingean Sheriff's Office. I have an official sign over here. And
Borb
after a
paid
few
the price
minutes,
of everything he's about to break, so this should not be a big problem for the one that he's about to put out of some more gold.
Okay, subtract 300 gold from your character sheet.
Sounds like a plan.
Exiting from the sheriff's office are one person with a sheriff's hat and a sheriff's star on, and 20 other people as the posse exits from the sheriff's office and heads towards the bar. Borb, are you going to resist arrest?
No. Yes, I am, actually. I'm going to make this...
Okay. Are you attacking the sheriff's posse with the Sheriff Niels and the 20 companions?
Yes, I am. Not using my axe, but my character's using his fists, so,
Okay, they're not going to try to arrest you. They're going to just go outside the building and wait.
Okay. Yeah, my character is pretty much enraged. So what are they waiting for exactly?
Yeah, they wait. How long does your rage last?
An hour.
Okay, they wait an hour. By the way, Anita Chambon doesn't know what to make of you destroying her business. She is a retired adventurer, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's going to say to you, "What are you doing to my bar? What are you doing to my bar?" she says.
Making a ruckus.
Okay, you made a ruckus and now they're here. Can you stop? You're destroying my equipment.
Borb stops after a little while.
Okay, and then hearing that the rage has died down, the posse, which has surrounded the building, enters from the kitchen and the front and the fire escape, and they're going to arrest Borb. A person with a sheriff's hat and a star, this is Sheriff Niels, it says on the star, comes in and tries to handcuff you, Borb.
Okay, Borb is pretending like he's drunk. It's easy with the amount of alcohol he's drank. He is imbibed, but he lets them
Okay. All right. You get handcuffed. Yeah. And you get escorted a la Posse. You know, they surround you and they take you across the street. And they're going to lock you up into the drunk tank, which is a cell with anti-magic warding on it. It's strong enough to survive. There's famous cases throughout history of volcanoes going off, and the only person who survives in the entire town is the person who is in the jail cell. So it's that strong. And you are in a jail cell. Okay. You're currently locked up in a jail cell inside the sheriff's office. They're processing paperwork. You can't see them. They're out of sight, and they're in the office section, and they're processing paperwork. Okay. So, Crud Jr. and Amonust, what are you going to do? By the way, Anita has some words for you. She comes out and she says, I will be fining the fire-breathing kittens for the damage done to the Fox Club.
Borb should have left some gold ahead of time of that for you.
He left 300 gold. This is easily 1,000 or 2,000 in damages.
Oh, I see.
We'll get him to phony up the rest later.
I can pay more.
Did he say anything about what his plan was? Because that was enjoyable. It really was, but... Huh?
I don't really understand either, she says to you. Borb, you're in jail. All right, so...
Yes.
Amonust
please send the
Crud
bill
Jr.
directly to the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild. Borb will pay for what he's done.
Okay, 2,000 gold subtracted from Borb's character sheet for the destroying the bar.
Yeah, but for now, right now it's a plan that's going along as I see the situation.
Okay, you're in a jail cell, so we'll get back to you. Crud Jr. and Amonust, what are you doing? The bar is all smashed up. There's a bunch of damage. And Anita is standing outside, and she doesn't have hands to hold her head in, but you can see that if she could head desk, that's the expression that's on her face. What do you do?
Crud Jr. puts away his popcorn.
Do you think prestidigitation might help a little bit?
For what?
Yeah, you're helping clean up the bar a bit, yeah.
To clean up the bar? No, that's not what it's used for. You cannot repair things with prestidigitation.
You need mending for that.
No, but you can clean up some of the stuff that's spilled. We used to clean up mud all the time.
Yeah, the spilled beer explicitly says it can be used to clean, so like all of the maybe like bits of glass, it can sweep them up. It's like a broom or a wiping cloth. That's what prestidigitation is. Okay, so you're talking to Anita Chambon as this dark brown and yellow vertically striped snakefolk uses her mage hand to now clean up the bits of glass and spilled beer, and it smells kind of gross in here from all the alcohol and yeah.
Okay. So
she says, I should not have hired the fire-breathing kittens.
Interesting. Can you tell us anything more about what happened a year ago to change the behavior of the sheriff and the judge?
There wasn't anything specific that happened a year ago. They treat the tourists like a cash cow. And if they do that, there's going to be a smaller number of tourists than there would be if this place had a good reputation. So they saw an opportunity and they seized it, just like I did, except that their opportunity directly conflicts with mine. I need people to come here, enjoy the bog, enjoy themselves, and leave with more bog treasure than they came with. But they've been fining people 1,000 gold for something as simple as jaywalking.
I see. But you said that this tourism is down from last year. So
yes.
What changed between last year and this year?
There are corrupt sheriffs and judges taking money from tourists.
Okay. But this is a new problem, right, compared to last year. I'm wondering, did the sheriff develop a gambling problem that he needs this money now? Like, do we know why? Why is this happening now when it wasn't happening last year?
It sounds like the judge and the sheriff are both taking about 45% of this air quotes jaywalking fine that they're taking from people. For example, if the fine is 1,000 gold for jaywalking, 450 gold goes to Sheriff Niels, and 450 gold goes to Judge Bohr, and only like 10% of the overall fine is going, does this town look super fancy to you? We're not getting that in tax revenue. That's going right into their corrupt pockets.
Okay, so maybe they're just...
That's exactly what I figured.
So maybe they just realized that they could do this, and that's why this is happening now.
I opened up a business. I increased the flow of the people like bathrooms and bars. There started to be a tourist economy here.
When did you open this business?
Recently, I'm a retired adventurer. I'd say
That's what changed. Okay.
showed up to town in the past 5 years ago.
Okay. So
do you think Borb got himself arrested so he can assassinate the sheriff and the judge? Because it sounds like you guys just want us to get rid of him.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
She's head desking again, and she says, maybe I shouldn't have hired the fire-breathing kittens to fix this for me. I would prefer that you not kill our elected officials. That would be great. Mildred is super curious. This is the Corvid Aarakocra, and she comes back in. She wipes off a seat, and she observes you all cleaning. Anita puts down a fresh mug in front of Mildred. And now, by the way, if you want to stop the assassination talk, there are people around. And so Anita says, here you go, Mildred. I'll be in the kitchen getting some cleaning solution ready. And Mildred's going to talk to you guys. Mildred, the bird person, goes, Kaka! Oh, I'm so glad Sheriff Niels and Judge Borb can protect this town. Oh, Sheriff Niels, so glad I voted for him. He saved us from that crazy Minotaur. Whew. I'll vote for him again.
Yeah, he seems great. Can you tell me more about the sheriff?
He's such a fine, upstanding young man. Kaka!
Can you tell me... I've never heard of him before. Can you tell me what is he like?
Well, he ran on a platform of his pretty face on a poster, and I saw that face, and I said, sure.
Sounds like you might like him. Does he have a family already, or are you thinking about maybe asking him on a date?
She's gonna blush and finish her drink and then leave. She's left the bar.
Well, poop. Trying to learn more about his personal life here.
She's going to gossip with all the people about how some crazy Minotaur... So there's a mechanic in D&D about swaying public opinion. She's going to spend gonna roll 1d6. She's going to spend 4 hours telling people about how that dashing young man sheriff has protected the Fox Club, and he gets an increase in his reputation because of this, because he protected the Fox Club from a rampaging Minotaur.
Of course.
Is it election time?
What?
Is it election time?
It could be election time. So there's a thing called Sowing Rumors. It's a page in the Dungeon Master's Handbook, and basically it says you can sway public opinion. But so far you guys have increased the sheriff's reputation, so he's going to get more votes next time.
So I think Blarb had the opposite effect of what we need to be doing here.
Oh, don't worry. I now have a plan, so I'm in basically exactly where I was hoping I would be stuck.
They're still processing your paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Amonust and Crud Jr., the snake owner with her dark brown and yellow vertically striped Anita Chambon heads out. She starts cleaning up the bar because there's thousands of gold of damage in the bar from the rampaging Minotaur. And she says, such a waste, as she pours alcohol down the drain. If it's been broken, it might have glass fragments in it. She doesn't want to feed that to people. She tells you about the town. She says, yeah, Daingean is such a nice town. It's, it's in the middle of the swamp, but I like that. It's good for my skin.
Okay.
And there's all these fun stories because this is such an old town. It's been here for a few hundred years. There's talk of of bog bodies that people will find sometime, of the preserved corpses of people that they like become mummies in the bog. It's so cool, don't you think? And all this treasure in the bog. But, you guys shouldn't go too far out in the bog because there's rumors. They call him Old Krogan.
Sounds like we need to take down Old Krogan.
Well, it's those rumors that help draw people to this town. With monsters to fight and treasure to find, I thought this would be a great place to set up a bar and an equipment store. She sadly pours alcohol down the drain. All right, so tell me what you guys are up to.
Me? I'm going to try to break out of this cell.
No, not you.
No, she made it very clear that cell is indestructible. You're not getting out of it.
It's going to be one day. One day from now, they're going to process your paperwork. You're going to have a 1,000 gold fine from sheriff for disrupting public peace, and you're going to have a 2,000 gold fine from the bar for the repairs. So we'll get back to you in a day. Enjoy your night in the cell. Amonust and Crud Jr.
So I want to try to find more. I want to see if I can learn more about the people. Sheriff Niels and Judge Bear.
Bohr.
Bohr.
Bohr. Maybe.
More about their personal lives. See if we can find something we can levy against them. I don't want to kill them. I want to see if I can find, do they have sick relatives that we can heal, or I don't know, something we can do for them, or something that they really like that maybe we can threaten if we have to, something that we can do to make them lay off. So I want to learn more about their personal lives. So can we talk to the townspeople and see what information we can gather?
We could always just start rumors, so he doesn't get elected.
Yes and yes. Tell me what you do. Now, this was the watering hole where you could have met people, but it's currently
destroyed.
A bit destroyed. So that's been removed from the game.
True.
Sorry.
I mean, is there a restaurant, or
this was it?
That was the only restaurant.
That's why it opened. It's a small monopoly, business. Yep.
Go start knocking on doors. Hello, can we speak to you? The sheriff has sent us to ask for your donations this year.
All right. Crud Jr. walks up to a door and knocks on it.
Oh.
And it's Mildred Cow, the Corvid Aarakocra. It's a small town. Mildred says, "Caca! It's the exciting adventurers." I don't remember what her voice was.
Close enough.
She says caca.
Sorry, wrong house. Walk away.
Okay. That's the NPC I've created. She represents the town folk. So if you want to talk to her.
Oh, okay. So there's only...
She's the only one you get.
I guess. Sure.
Okay. So backpedal. Okay, other dad, here you go.
Oh, lovely. Maybe you want to try to cast that persuasion spell on her? What was it? Convince her that she's our friend and wants to tell us everything?
That lasts 8 hours, not until the election, which we have no idea when. And she will definitely know she has been affected by that spell afterwards.
Okay. All right. So Amonust turns...
Okay, I'm going to read you, because you're going down this path, I'm going to read you the part from the book that says, Sowing Rumors. Swaying public opinion can be an effective way to bring down a villain or elevate a friend. Spreading rumors is an efficient, if underhanded, way to accomplish that goal. Well-placed rumors can increase the subject's standing in a community or embroil someone in a scandal. A rumor needs to be simple, concrete, and hard to disprove. An effective rumor also has to be believable, playing off what people want to believe about the person in question. Sowing a rumor about an individual or an organization requires a number of days, depending on the size of the community, as shown in the Sowing Rumors table, which I have here. This is a village. Time required is 2d6 days. In a town or city, which is not a village, the time spent must be continuous, which it does not have to be here. You can pop out, do whatever you want, and come back. If the character spreads a rumor for 10 days, disappears on another adventure for a few days, and then returns, the rumor would fade away without the benefit of constant repetition in a town or a city, but in a village, you only have to do 2d6 numbers of days. So let me Ahem. 6 days. So you would have to spend 6 days doing a sowing of a rumor. So, for example, the character must spend 1 gold point per day to cover the cost of drinks, social appearances, and the like. At the end of the time spent sowing the rumor, the character must make a single charisma, which is deception or persuasion check. And if the check succeeds, the community's prevailing attitude towards the subject shifts 1 step toward friendly or hostile as the character wishes. If the check fails, the rumor gains no traction, and further attempts to propagate it fail. Shifting a community's general attitude toward a person or organization doesn't affect everyone in the community. Individuals might hold to their own opinions, particularly if they have personal experience in dealing with the subject of the rumors. So if you want to get him not elected again, that is exactly mechanically how that would work.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to Mildred. It seems like she likes pretty faces. My character has a pretty face.
He does.
And I am also...
If it's a little ant bitten, though.
Yeah, so what?
It is.
Makes me look tougher.
Yeah, puffy in the right places.
I'm also going... My armor is the armor of illusion. I can shift it to any appearance. I am going to shift it to the appearance of the armor of this town guard's armor to add a little extra credibility.
Okay, she does know all the town guards because there's probably 15 people in this village. But she sees that you're blending in and she's not afraid of... You never know what fashion small town people have or have not been exposed to. So she's at least not... have her make an intelligence saving throw too. 5. She thinks that's just what guards wear.
Yeah.
So you're not a guard in this town, but you're a guard. Okay.
Yeah, maybe from like a town over or something. I like look local.
Okay.
And I come up to her, and I mean, it's closest to the truth is probably best, right? And I tell her that, hey, I hear that Sheriff Niels has done a lot of really good things, but he might be getting a little corrupt lately. I hear that he might be pocketing some of the gold from all these fines from the visitors to town lately. Have you heard that too?
Okay, let me go ahead and roll a persuasion check. And I'll roll an insight check for her.
Should he get advantage since he's actually telling the truth?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I will roll with disadvantage because you are telling the truth. There, I did that.
Well, my first roll was a 16, plus 1 for persuasion is 17.
Yeah, you just roll once. I rolled
Okay.
with disadvantage.
So 17.
13. So she believes you that he might be corrupt. The question is, does she care? Well, he's taking fines from tourists, huh? Why should I care about that? And I'm going to say day 1 you pass. Day 1 pass. She believes you that he's corrupt. She doesn't really give a hoot, but, because it doesn't affect her. And it's so Borb. Amonust and Crud Jr. spent the day telling the villagers and spreading the rumor that the sheriff is corrupt and that he's fining people for trumped-up charges that are tourists. So,
Except in your case.
we'll see how much they care. What?
Except in his case.
Your charge was real. So your paperwork is complete. You spend the night in the jail. It's now the next morning. Amonust and Crud Jr., do you spend the night in your portable fortress?
Sure.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
And the dwarf feels much better, by the way. And he's, so day 2, he's going to try to head back out into the bog. Borb, a tall person with a charming face. He's human and he's very attractive. Picture like a senator level of attractive. This guy has a nice face. It's square with a good jaw. Is going to process your paperwork and open the door and say, "Now, Borb, if you don't make any trouble in this town, can we hope not to see you in this jail cell again?"
Me have message for you. Me told get
shit.
your attention. Best way do it.
You're ratting out the person who hired you?
Ooh, not quite. Me have message. Me know. Is there anyone else in the room currently?
Yes. This sheriff is constantly surrounded by a posse of 20 people.
We only have message for you.
Oh, okay.
be sent by someone interested in making deal.
The sheriff shares a smile with his posse and says, "Oh?" and raises a perfectly arched eyebrow.
Only tell you. Don't trust others.
Okay. He's gonna tell the other people, he's gonna, shrug at them, and they're gonna leave the room.
Good. That's what I was waiting for.
Is Borb gonna get a murder charge?
I think he might.
Nope. No murder.
That's an outcome I've written.
That's Borb's. That's not Borb's method. This guy is. Borb might beat up monsters, but he's not going to beat up an average person. I'm going to grab him.
Okay, opposed strength check.
This is assault of a city official.
He rolled a 15 plus 2. Yeah, you're going back in the jail, man.
Yeah, it's been nice knowing you, Borb.
26.
Okay, you grabbed him. He screams, "Ah!" and the posse rushes back into the room.
You want hurt him or hurt me?
Are you holding this
Yes.
sheriff's life? Okay. Let's roll an intelligence check for the sheriff. That was pretty high. He says, "Stay back," to the posse. What are you doing, Borb?
I'm going to exit the station.
It's a jail cell room. There's one
The jail
exit.
cell room.
It's
I'm
through
gonna
the
exit
posse.
Okay. Well, currently I have the guy I was hoping to get my hands on. And that was
If you're
going to
try to walk through the posse, it's going to change things. So you're trying to scoot through the group with
Yes.
the sheriff held in your arms? Okay, let's roll an intelligence check for this posse. They're not smart. They're all going to start beating you with their police clubs. And I'm just going to skip through that fight because there's 20 of them.
My
Are
character
you-
is going
are you-
raging right now. So, yeah, have fun with that.
Borb finds himself unconscious back in the jail cell.
Wait,
You
they have the
Now
ability to
a
do
3,000
200
gold
points.
fine.
They have the ability to do 200 points of damage to me that fast?
She's
Yeah.
fast forwarding through the fight.
I'm going to fast forward through that fight because I don't have enough time in the session to have them fight you. They would win.
Okay. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is a
you're
lot
not-
of damage.
You're not going to fight your way through 20 people.
No, man, there's 20 of
21.
them, and they're a sheriff's posse.
20.
They're like professional fighters.
Yeah, 21 with the sheriff.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few of them are, unconscious or dead.
Oh, yeah, sure. There's some broken bones.
What about the sheriff? Because he was currently in my grasp.
Did you kill him?
No, but what did they...
Did you kill him? No?
No, I did not
Okay, well then
kill
he's
him.
not dead. Okay, then he's not dead. And you are firmly behind bars. We're going to save for another 5 days.
But what about the deputy?
That's getting off really light.
You didn't kill the sheriff, but what about his deputy?
I'm going to roll...
This is
okay, they didn't
proving
die. Yay.
This
They
is
didn't
proving to
die.
be more difficult than I anticipated.
Yeah, trying to hold a sheriff hostage in his own jail didn't work. Yeah, so we're going to pause on the Borb thing. So back to Amonust and Crud Jr. This dwarf is very excited now that he's rested back up to go back out into that bog. Do you guys want to go get more treasure?
We could.
Yeah,
You could.
go out there, get some more treasure, come back, do some more rumors.
Okay, so both of you add 100 gold pieces to your inventory, and at the end of the day, with the bar reopening, there's more people in it. What rumor are you going to spread today?
We're going to spread the rumor that if they're already doing this, discriminatory thing to adventurers, how long is it going to be before they start coming after the regular townsfolk?
That's good, because that revenue stream is about to dry up. That's what I was thinking, too.
Exactly. There's already less tourists. They've already gotten used to having fatter pockets.
Roll a persuasion check against the admiration for the good old boys.
Do you want to be fined 1,000 gold just for crossing the street?
16.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, it's the end of day 3. I'm going to skip ahead a few more days. Borb, you have now accrued 5,000 gold of fines. I'm going to skip the scene where they let you out of jail and go into the town because I want you to play at some point in the rest of the session. Just a yes or no question. Do you try to hold the sheriff hostage on your way out?
No.
Okay, you exit the jail. It's now day 6. They've been spending a whole bunch of time trying to sway the minds of the villagers. According to the rules, it says at the very end, the last thing you do is you make a charisma saving throw. Now, for storytelling reasons, I don't want to do that until after you guys have had a chance to go explore. Do you want to go fight Old Krogan?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah?
Oh.
Okay, you want to go with your dwarf friend and fight Old Krogan? And what we're saying story-wise is happening is that each day you're like searching for Old Krogan and you're talking to villagers and you're getting information. So where did you see Old Krogan? Oh, I've never seen Old Krogan, but my cousin, now he said that he saw Old Krogan by the bayou down there. So after 5 days of, yeah, sure, I don't know. After 5 days of talking to the townsfolk and hunting down the legends, I have made this wonderful combat for you if you want to fight a giant alligator, but you know.
Sure.
Before we do that you said that you mentioned that I found 100 gold. Can I spend that 100 gold to have some wizard in town identify this vial just in case that is actually helpful?
Yes, and that wizard's name is Anita Chambon. She is a monopoly. She has mage hand, so she has at least some magical skills, and she identifies for. Do you want to pay 100 gold to? What was you had the potion?
Yes, I had the red potion with the ball.
Ah, okay. The red in the potion's liquid continuously contracts to a tiny bead and then expands to color the clear liquid around it. Shaking the bottle fails to interrupt this process. It is a potion of Diminution. It's rare. When you drink this potion, you gain the reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours, no concentration required.
You know, I do have that love potion. I could just make the sheriff fall in love with me and have him leave.
You could.
If Crud Jr. wants to get married. That's true.
Okay, so this potion will make me tiny for 1d4 hours.
No, it does the reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell for 1d4 hours.
Doesn't that make you
gotta
tiny?
read the spell.
Reduce effect of the enlarge reduce spell.
You aren't going to use it this session. Don't worry. Just you have that.
All
okay.
Right.
No concentration required. Yep. And it's the final day in town. Borb is released from jail with 5,000 gold of fines for repeated offenses.
At least for the first half hour.
What?
So at least for a half hour until he does something else.
Yeah.
Like go after the judge.
Yeah. So Borb, Amonust, and Crud Jr. have... so you're released from jail. What do you do, Borb?
I simply walk out.
Yep, you're out in the street. You see a single-story building with a sign that says, "Welcome, adventurers." It seems mostly repaired.
All right. That not work.
Oh, jeez, where did you come from?
And stepping into the building from the fortress was Crud Jr., who sees Borb, his friend, outside.
I don't know. I mean, he's a criminal. He just spent the last week in jail. I don't know if we could be friends now.
There were all these scenes where you guys were like looking for the crocodile and the sheriff stops you. And I had this whole thing where I said that you hadn't registered your weapons with the town. So it was a 1,000 each fine. And that was going to be funny. You guys were going to laugh. It was, oh.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right. So you guys can do whatever you want. If you want to do a series of rumors and be done, you can. If you want to, I guess, kill the sheriff, you can.
I don't want to kill the sheriff. I want to go take down this giant monster.
Yeah, let's go take down
then I want to depose the sheriff and get him unelected.
Yeah.
And then I really think Anita. I think Anita should be elected mayor sheriff after this. She's a retired adventurer.
Okay. So you'll think up some rumors to boost her reputation. We can do a minus and a plus roll for that, and we'll see if you can decrease his and boost hers and get her elected. That's fun. All right. Do you want to fight a crocodile?
Yeah.
Okay. You head out to search for Old Krogan, one of the local legends that draws adventurers to this town. You step out from the town and head deeper into the swamp. A green lawn spreads before you, dappled light filtering down between sparse trees. Birds tweet and chirp. It smells damp and green and alive. Perception check?
Okay.
That's gonna be an 18.
I got a nat 20.
Oh my goodness.
17.
The 18 and the 17 see that it's not a damp green lawn. It's duckweed covering swamp water. You've reached the more watery portion of the swamp, and this is not solid ground. Do you step into it?
I can step on top of it.
Okay, Amonust is walking on top of the lawn, just as if it was grass. Borb
no.
and Crud Jr.?
I'm gonna climb onto Amonust's shoulders and ride there.
What do you weigh?
95 pounds.
Amonust? Do you let him?
Yeah, that's fine for him. Borb, no.
I'm gonna stick my axe down into the water to see how deep it is. Can it touch the bottom?
Up to your waist at this point.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to get in the water.
Okay, Amonust, you rolled a nat 20 on that perception check.
Yes, I did. Do I see anything more than grass?
Yes, I'm going to roll something from the treasure table. You see a shine of light off in the distance. It looks like if you were to wade through this water, you could see a little glass jar over there.
I'm going to walk over to that and...
Everybody roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
As I was about to say, before we get any deeper, I was going to cast water breathing on myself, just in case.
Yes, you did that before the battle.
15.
Nat 20.
7.
Whoa. Okay, Borb goes first. Amonust has started heading through the water, which is up to his waist, and towards something in the distance that you can't see. What do you do, Borb?
I'm keeping an eye out, looking around. Do I see anything? Perception, I guess?
You didn't. You just rolled it.
Okay.
Nothing's changed since then.
I don't see anything yet, so unless I see something, I'm following behind Amonust.
So you get into the water?
Yeah.
Alrighty. You follow behind Amonust. Crud Jr., you're up on the shoulders of Amonust as Amonust gets swept out from underneath you.
Uh-oh.
Does... Probably. Let's see. Does a 27 hit you, Amonust?
Yes.
Okay. I don't even have a D12. What's a D12 look like?
It looks like this.
Okay. Yes. All right. I need a calculator just to calculate the damage from this thing.
Well,
Did we find the monster?
that was nice to know you other dad. I'm going to go find a new dad now.
Yeah, multiple
Okay.
D12s.
Amonust takes 36 piercing damage as two giant jaws erupt from the water and grab him and try to grapple him. So please make a grapple check.
Did
Yeah.
you roll that at disadvantage?
Why would I roll that at disadvantage?
Because I am wearing a... where is that thing? It's one of my attuned items. What is that thing called? Cloak of Displacement.
I will roll a second time. That's a nat 1. The water erupts next to you, Amonust, as two giant jaws erupt from the water and snap down on a place that you just were seconds before.
And I go, ah!
Probably, yeah. All right, next up is Amonust. You go, ah!
All right. Is it within striking range?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try to kill that. All right.
Giant alligator jaws erupted from the water, trying to pull you down into the murky depths and death roll
All
you.
right. Oh, that one's a nat 1. That's not going to hit. And then that one is a 16. So 19, nat 1, and then 16.
The 19 and the 16 hit.
Okay.
The nat 1. Oh, that's a...
Nothing happens. I rolled on the thing. So
Okay.
the nat 1 does not hit Crud Jr.'s leg.
Oh, that's good. 9, 10. Total of 25 damage in the 2 sword slashes that actually hit this thing.
25 damage. Okay.
So then, actually, wait, do I get, actually, well, the electricity is doubled because it's in the water, but that's only 1 damage, actually 26 damage.
Okay, noted.
Yes, unfortunately, only got a 1 from the electricity. Okay.
As you slash at the alligator jaws. Next up is Crud Jr. Giant alligator jaws just erupted from the water next to you. They missed Amonust by inches.
Yeah, I'm going to... It startles me so badly that I just sneeze a dragon breath right at it.
Okay.
And then jump back 30 feet.
Off of Amonust and into the water?
Probably be safer, yeah, actually.
Okay.
So the croc needs to make a dex save.
Your dex save... Okay. Your dex save is that the old Krogan just ain't that dexterous.
Oh, okay. So he's going to take... That's going to be 30 damages.
Oh, yeah. Damage taken. As the fire hits the scaly exterior of this ancient reptile.
Actually, I was going for necrotic.
Necrotic. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because fire and water don't mix, so...
No, they don't. Okay. Borb, it's your turn. You just saw a giant alligator, a 10-foot-long, 1,000-pound unaligned monstrosity, try to eat Amonust. Crud Jr. jumped off of Amonust's shoulders and landed, flipping through the air, 30 feet away, apparently.
Okay.
There might have been a splash and then some sad trudging 30 feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Rage, Great Weapons Mastery, Reckless Attack. And I'm going to swing at the turtle. Miss.
It's a alligator.
The alligator, sorry. Alligator, okay.
Old Krogan.
1 hit. I got a 21 total.
A 21 will hit.
23 points of damage against Old Krogan.
As what happened?
I swing my axe at the alligator.
Okay, the alligator's thunked in the snoot with an axe. Next up is Old Krogan. Old Krogan's going to do a tail attack against Crud Jr. Does 21 hit your AC?
Oh, you know it does.
Okay, then you take... I have to do math now. Where's my D8? Arg. 23 bludgeoning damage from the tail attack.
Ow!
As it swipes you.
That's not nice.
You're almost outside of its tail range, though. And it tries to bite Amonust again. Does a 22 hit your AC, Amonust?
Was that a disadvantage?
Oh. The second one was a 26.
Okay, then yes, it'll hit me.
You take... Woo! Okay, D12s go like crazy. They go all the way across the table. You take 47 piercing damage.
Whew, buddy.
If the target is a medium or smaller creature, it is grappled. Escape DC is... Go ahead and make a strength check against grapple.
All right, strength check against
Or you can do that
grapple.
on your turn. And
Okay.
it's your turn. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Okay. 12, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, you lift the jaws of the alligator open and are holding them open and step out of them. Oof. It's your turn.
Okay, so I make 3 sword slashes, and the first 2 of them are electrified, so they make the water sizzle around the alligator. I rolled a 26, 16, and 20 to hit.
Those all hit.
All right, and then the total damage is 34.
You slash at the ancient scales of Old Krogan. It takes damage.
I'm also going to use Second Wind because I am almost dead now after one hit.
Yep. That's Old Krogan. Crud Jr., it's your turn. You're within tail striking distance.
I'm going to scoot back another 30 feet.
Okay, and when you exit a creature's melee, it can make an attack of opportunity against you unless you disengage.
That's true. But you know what? The tail is not as bad as the teeth, so okay, fine, I'll stay. But I am going to cast Phantasmal Killer on him. So
What's that?
Tap into his nightmares with an illusionary manifestation of its deepest fears. He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, what does a crocodile fear? The crocodile first is going to make a wisdom saving throw. 10.
That's
plus
fails.
1, 11.
Yeah, that fails.
And then it's going to think back to when it was just a little tiny crocodile, and it hatched from the nest, and it was on its way to the water, and a bird beak shot down and ate the baby crocodile next to it, and it scampered and scampered into the water, and it made it safely. And it thinks about how close that bird beak came to it.
While taking 29 damage.
29 damage. Okay.
And at the next... Now it is also doing the frightened condition.
Oh, it's afraid of you. It can't move closer to you, and it has to, I think, move away each turn.
It is frightened for the duration, yes. And he has to make, at the end of each of his turns, he has to make another save throw to shake it off or take more damage.
Okay. It's a feared Borb. There's an alligator, but the alligator's eyes are wide, and it looks crazy.
Okay, it's any effect of Bennett. So I'm going to swing at the alligator then. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
And so 21 hits. That all right. So 18 and 18. So 36 points of damage.
Oh yeah. That is some damage. As your axe strike out and slice, they are able to break through the scales and expose some red flesh underneath. It is now Old Krogan's turn, and I think frightened means that Old Krogan has to try to leave, right?
Oh, at least get away from me.
Yes. So Old Krogan's going to provoke an attack of opportunity against Amonust, Crud Jr., and Borb, as Old Krogan's kind of turn tail and dash back into the swamp. He hasn't felt this afeared since he was just a little crocodile 500 years ago.
Okay, I'm going to use my my dagger of my vampiric dagger on him for my attack of opportunity. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Alrighty. It's going to be 1. I forget the rest of that damage. Where is it? No, I wrote it down. Oh, I wrote the roll 1. Okay, good. It's 5 damage to them, and I get 5 temp HP.
Yeah. You strike the Old Krogan crocodile with a dagger. Next up, Amonust and Borb. You get attacks of opportunity as Old Krogan's trying to run away from the very, very scary Crud Jr.
Very scary.
Right.
Does a 16 hit?
Oh.
Yes.
22.
Okay. Old Krogan takes 22 damage.
I rolled an electric sword hit, got a 15 to hit,
That hits.
and 16 damage.
And Old Krogan takes another 16 damage. And then Old Krogan moves 160 feet through the water away from you.
Oh.
And then he makes a wisdom saving throw.
And then he makes a wisdom saving throw. 7 plus 1, 8.
He takes 35 points of damage.
And then he takes 35 psychic damage as he, I guess, I don't know. What does that look like? alligator brain hurt.
Yeah, he's just thrashing around with his hands or paws up on his head.
Yeah. Okay. And is 160 faster than you guys can move?
Yes.
Yeah. Even if I go under the water, I can only go at 120.
Yeah. All right.
I can
Well
only
then,
do that 120 in the air, so.
sounds like old Krogan gets to live to see another day.
Well, let's see. He has to be able to throw off my
Should I roll again?
killer. Yeah.
Okay. 15?
No, I don't think so. Hold on. Let me double check that. No, it does not.
All right.
16. 20 damage.
20 damage. All right. Yep. And then should I just keep going until it dies or passes?
Or you could just say he's dead.
It's not dead, though.
Okay. We'll keep going. Maybe he'll survive.
11.
8, 9, 10, 16, 22.
Okay. All right. So you're not sure what's going on underwater. It seems like some stuff is going on underwater. But the crocodile is now at least a football field away from you underwater. And, I mean, I'm going to say that's a successful escape, and you guys didn't get the body to loot, even if it does end up dying from this, because it's real far away.
They could have followed it from the air and the water. And
Yeah, assuming you can see through a swamp. But you can't. It's green on the surface. It looks like lawn, remember? Yeah. So you probably did kill Old Krogan, because I don't think Old Krogan's going to ever shake this off. Let's do another roll.
Okay.
3.
No.
And it's... No. Now, 640 feet away from you, it takes...
23.
23 more damage. Yep. And just one more for good measure. How really dead is this crocodile that is 800 feet away from you? Oh, 19. Okay.
Oh, that saves.
Okay.
So does it come back after us, or?
I would think not.
Because I readied an action surge this time, and I'm ready to take it down if it comes back.
Amonust waits with bated breath and action surge, staring at the green lawn spread out in front of him, the trees rising above his head, the swamp birds calling as they hunt for fish, and everything remains entirely still. The legend of Old Krogan sees another day. You don't know if you killed it or not. You do know it's at least 800 feet away from you underwater somewhere. So, all right. Amonust, that shiny thing is off in the distance.
Yes, I see exactly where it is. Can I go and pluck it from its resting spot?
Yes. No crocodiles attack you.
All right. What is it?
It's a glass jar 3 inches in diameter. It contains something inside of it. Do you open the glass jar? It's a white, kind of like Vaseline looking thing on the inside.
It's a white Vaseline looking thing?
Mm-hmm. It weighs 1/2 pound. It has a thick mixture that smells faintly. You don't know that yet on the inside.
I'm going to wait until I can bring it back to be identified.
Okay, you obtained that. All right, and there you go.
All right, let's go back to town and depose these corrupt officials.
See if you can. Okay, I really hope you guys pass this this save, but it can't be repeated, so you either pass or you fail. Welcome back. So the way that Sowing Rumors works is that at the end of the time spent sowing the rumor, the character must make a DC 15 charisma, deception, or persuasion check. If this check succeeds, the community's prevailing attitude towards the subject shifts. If the check fails, the rumor gains no traction, and further attempts to propagate it fail. So let's see if this passes or fails. Who is going to do the check?
Who has the best charisma?
Not me.
My persuasion's +1.
Mine is as well.
Deception or persuasion?
Oh, wait, deception. What is my deception? Deception's also 1. Borb, what do you got?
He got jail time.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, not a chance.
Okay. Well, Crud Jr., I did it the first time. Your turn.
Okay.
Tell me what you say before you roll.
We're doing the rumor thing still again?
That's what you're rolling for. You have spent 6 days in town, spreading rumors. Some landed, some didn't. Well-placed rumors can increase the subject's standing in a community or embroil someone in scandal. A rumor needs to be simple, concrete, and hard to disprove. An effective rumor also has to be believable, playing off what people want to believe about the person in question. How do you bring down Small Town Boy with rumors? Get him not elected again.
The rumor is going to be something really nice and cool that I'm going to think of right now. From what I understand, and from what the actions I have seen, this guy, he hates women. He absolutely hates them.
That's your rumor?
That's the rumor.
Okay. All right. You're, go ahead and roll.
That's a 19.
It succeeds. You happen to be talking to a woman, Mildred, and she goes, "Caca! He hates women. That's terrible. I wouldn't vote for that man again. The face of an angel, but the heart of a devil." And you pass. Yay! And he won't get reelected.
Ooh. Can we also talk to her and say, you should elect another woman, perhaps Anita?
Sure. Spend 6 days in town collecting various treasures and getting, I guess you can spend that time getting your items appraised. It'll be 100 gold each.
Okay.
The master manipulators, the fire-breathing kittens.
Yes. We spend 6 days and another 100 gold to appraise the new thick white potion that I found.
That's...
Here's the question.
Coden's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's a question I want to know. Does Borb spend that time in jail?
Yeah, Borb, what are you doing during these 6 days? Do you want your items appraised for 100 gold each?
Yes.
And also Amonust, that's
no, actually, I'm
Coden's ointment.
Unless I figure out some way to get out of this fine, I'm not going to have the 100 gold to spend on the gloves.
That's fair. Yep. All right, so Amonust, it's Kodum's ointment. If you want to look that up, it's Keoghtom.
Keoghtem?
O-M.
O-M.
Kodum's ointment. It is a glass jar, 3 inches in diameter, contains 1d4 plus 1 doses of a thick mixture. So let's roll that right now. 3 doses of a thick mixture that smells faintly of aloe. The jar and its contents weigh 1/2 pound. As an action, 1 dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature that receives it regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any disease.
Oh, that would have come in handy.
Okay, and what rumors are you spreading about a person of your choice?
That she loves her people in that town more than anything.
All right, roll a persuasion check. Let's see how that goes.
That's going to be a 15.
It is a meet it to beat it DC 15 charisma check, persuasion or deception. So we're going to close this adventure off with the next election cycle comes around. It so happens that Anita Chambon wins the election and is the new sheriff. The posse has to have a woman sheriff. All right.
Yeah.
Does that mean we get 5-star now?
Yeah, you guys receive your 10,000 gold divided between 3 people. Yay. 10,000 divided by 3 is 3,333 gold for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Joining us this time were Amonust,
Bye.
Borb,
Bye. You broke.
and Crud Jr.
I'm not the one that went to jail.
That's true. Bye-bye. We hope that you enjoyed this episode of the Fire Breathing Kittens podcast. You can find more adventures on Amazon.com in the bookstore, Fire Breathing Kittens, all one word, podcast. We have official merchandise on Redbubble.com. Go to Redbubble.com and search for works from your favorite characters in the store Fire Breathing K. You can get a detective's notepad with your favorite character or the Fire Breathing Kittens logo on it. FirebreathingKittensPodcast.com has links to topics that may interest you, such as a wikia with entries for different characters, a Reddit page where you can discuss the episodes with other listeners, and more.